Hello, everybody. Hi. We are live. Hello. Welcome, everyone. I am just going to do basically a hangout stream today because I don't have a guest, and also I just have a lot going on. So I want to chill again. I just want to chill. Yeah. So, it's the holidays, and if you've been following me on Twitter, there's been some stuff going on with printing for my book, and I just have a really busy week. So, but thank you for joining us today, and thank you, Chad, for coming along with us, and thank you, Nick and Ariel, for being here to basically listen to me complain for a couple hours, because this is what this is going to be.
Oh, is it?
Nick's like, fuck this.
Wiring. See you later.
No, come back. It's not you, my friends. Let's see. So I think I'm just gonna answer questions from chat. I'm gonna give everyone an update on what the hell's going on, and we're gonna talk. And also, I wanted to announce that I'm going to be on Red Valkyrie's art auction this Saturday, and my time slot is the first one, which is 11 a.m. So it starts at 11 a.m. should end around 2. So if you want to nab any original art from me, you should join Red Valkyrie's channel. And if you go to my Twitter, you can find a link there. Sorry,
that's Eastern time, right?
Yes, Eastern time. Yes, thank you. Yep, 11 a.m. Eastern time, and art auction time. And I think I'll show off a couple of pieces. I have like a couple of pieces I did for October, but I also just finished a couple new ones. So yeah, I'm gonna have those. No one Red Turbo says, I'm so stoked for Fiendish, and I will be backing Fiendish too. Thank you. I'm so like paranoid now. I'm like, what if people get it, they hate it, they don't want to get chapter 2, but I'm pretty proud of how chapter 2 is coming out, because, and like, that's why I said I was, I started on the inks, but then I realized I really have to refine the pencils and refine the storytelling. And chapter 2 is like a really important chapter, it more in the sense of it establishes a lot of the story, and I have to establish the characters' personalities and their goals and some major plot lines. And it's not like chapter 1 was like really flashy. It was a fight scene. It was more like a fun hook. But chapter 2 it goes a little deeper. So I'm really proud of how it's turning out, but it also takes a long time to write. And so yeah, but I think you guys are gonna like it. And yeah, as soon as I get chapter 1 printed, I can have the sign up for that go up. So I would really like to get chapter 1 printed. That would be really great. So let's see. If only. Oh, by the way, YouTube got rid of the dislike button. Yeah, did you guys know that?
They kept talking about how they were going to do it, but no, they got rid of it recently. It finally just happened these last couple of days.
Yeah, a little weird, isn't it?
Are people talking about what like the point of that was?
I mean, of course, the YouTube explanation is like some bullshit corporate talk, in my opinion. I mean, but it's not really any good reason. Like, why would you get rid of a dislike button? Because
it's just like I'm not very much part of the community, and I don't really engage even with channels that I follow. I just stay with channels and don't say or do anything there. So what is it that people are saying about it?
I think on the surface, they're trying to discourage negativity and stuff like that, or discourage a negative atmosphere on YouTube. So yeah, they don't want to promote the view of downvotes. But I heard that there's also like a possible corporate reason for it, like maybe like when YouTube puts out videos about their updates or something, everybody hates them, they like downvote it to hell. But
yeah, I mean, that's
I think there's something about that. I'm not quite sure.
From what I've seen, the general opinion, at least from a lot of people I follow on YouTube, is that like a lot of corporate stuff and like YouTube's videos and they're getting ratioed, and they want to hide that because it's awfully embarrassing, and it's like I don't know, it's like stuff like bad movies that people don't like getting ratioed, and the large companies are putting pressure on YouTube to like, oh, don't show how unpopular our opinions actually are or our work actually is.
Yeah.
So I and frankly, yeah, and of course the YouTube narrative is, oh, we want to promote a better working environment, but like the creator can still see their dislike to like ratio on the back end, so that doesn't make sense, right?
Wait, how can you see something if the option to like or dislike it is not there?
You can dislike, but the number doesn't show up.
Oh,
You can still hit dislike.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm also, honey,
Weird,
to
right?
answer your question, like, I'm not sure, but I'm assuming what Irene means by ratio is that the ratio of dislikes, like, topples over your likes, and it's like, stained onto your video.
Right.
That's what they refer to.
Oh, is it really just that? I thought I saw
Yes.
someone that mention it too, as if it's like a verb now or something.
Yeah, it is. It just means it doesn't have to be either like or dislike, but it just means like usually it means the dislikes are like way overwhelmingly larger than the likes. So that's what it means to be called to be ratioed. It can happen on Twitter as well. So on Twitter, it's like if the replies and quote tweets are more than the likes. So, anyways, internet talk. Wow, we're people with lives. So it doesn't influence the viewer, right? That's what I think. I think they're afraid of creators who have opinions that are more influential, getting more influential than a lot of corporations, and they're afraid of people seeing like how popular they are, how many people actually agree with it. So, but yeah, so the reason I don't have super chats yet is that I'm running into some issues with Google AdSense. Like I created an AdSense account, but when I try to link it up with YouTube, it keeps on saying I'm not approved, or they don't approve of it. It's not because it's not like I don't have strikes. I don't have, my AdSense account. It exists. I don't know what the issue is. If I'm doing something wrong, I need to ask around. Yeah, I think it's like it's always something. Yeah, I don't know what it is because it's my channel doesn't have any problems, and my AdSense account is like hooked up and everything, and I've been using Google forever, and I have Google Pay and all that. So yeah, I wish I could get super chats, and I appreciate you guys asking, but I have to wait until I'm approved. Yeah, I'm having trouble getting approved. I don't know why. On like the second step, I'm stuck there. It's like awaiting approval. And then I click through the email saying, "Oh, we're sorry, but we can't approve you, and but we can't explain we might not be able to explain the reason." And I just click through, and it's like, "Oh, you have to like read the Google terms and conditions." And I was like, "Okay, I actually have gone through and read it. Like, I've read everything just because I want to see if I'm doing anything wrong." It's like, well, no, it's just a bunch of corporate talk about like, don't do counterfeit stuff and don't do stupid shit on YouTube. So, but then I don't know. I click through. I hit submit, and it doesn't. I don't know what's going on. Alex BRB says the issue is Google sucks. I actually quite like most of their services, but YouTube is just so fickle. It's a kind of a pain in the ass. Yeah. I have the subs and the watch time, Sim. By the way, hi, Sim. Hello. I have the subs and the watch time. Yeah, so I'm eligible for monetization. YouTube is manipulative. Don't contort yourself on their account. I'm not. I mean, super chats would be nice just because I do this every week. It would be nice to, pay for some coffee with it. But yeah, I'm not. I'm not gonna get myself worked up over it. So yeah, let's get to updating everyone on the book, which is why we're here. So this is the reason I had a beer, and yes, I'm drinking Blue Moon again. Somebody's gonna be pissed off. Deal with it. Sorry, what did you say?
Oh, you've had a really fun couple of weeks, it seems. Having
I
a great time.
had a great couple of weeks, guys. So great. Honestly, it's been like a roller coaster ride. It's been either really great or just people completely just shitting the bed and then throwing their sheets at me is my impression of the last 2 weeks. But then I had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I had a great weekend hanging out with you guys. But then, like, so first, what happened last Tuesday was UPS delivered a package on my porch that was very heavy. It was a piece of furniture. And instead of like putting it down flat on the porch, because I have an entire porch. My porch is just like open. There's a tiny plastic chair, and I had a little metal table with a plant on it. So my porch looked cute. And that's it. They could have put the giant box flat on the ground. They didn't. What?
Yeah, it's a very long box, and they decided to put it upright, right?
Yes. It's like, do I have something to... Like this, if this was the box, they just, instead of like, it's a super heavy box. No, this is not a good example. Here, so my pencil box. So this is literally what the box was shaped like. So instead of like just being like, ooh, this is like 50 pounds, let me put it flat on the ground. The guy, and I have like doorbell cam of this, he just put it upright like this. And you can see him just like putting the box down. And then he's like, because the box was wobbling, he's like, and then he walks off. He knows it's unstable. He just like, is it balanced? Oh, it's balanced. It's not like there's wind or anything. It's not like this thing might fall over after I leave. So he just leaves his box.
That's on you for not answering the door quickly enough, Barry.
I literally answered the door like 3 minutes later, but it's also because I heard a crash, and
yeah,
that's what the crash was.
3 minutes later.
No, they damaged my property. You're right. It's all my fault. So I heard a crash, and the box fell over and smashed my little table, and I'm sad. So I'm very mad at UPS, and I emailed them, and the division manager or whatever seemed responsive and was listening, and they actually called. I called them, I emailed them, and then they actually called me back, but I haven't heard back in a few days. So I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? Yeah, I mean, I know it's like $50, but I want my $50. You damaged my fucking property.
Yeah.
And but obviously much more egregious than that it wasn't even like egregious, So my original printer fell through, as you guys know, and that's why the book isn't printed yet. I have good news on that front though. But so what happened last week was they told me, first of all, communication was just freaking crawling with this printer, and Nick's been done with the colors for weeks now, and I put together the print file right away, and I've been going back and forth with my original printer trying to just like get some formatting issues right. Like they insisted on having PDF files. I was like, but last time I gave you guys TIFF files and it was fine, only the cover was a PDF. But they're like, oh no, we changed our policy. It's like, okay, fine. So I reformatted everything, then I had to resize some stuff, but like, I thought the process would be the same as when I printed my grayscale book, because I'm using the same printer. But lo and behold, it wasn't, because not only were they much slower at communication, but then after they had my print file for 2 weeks, they told me that they can't do spot UVs probably for the rest of the year, and that kind of sort of majorly ticked me off, because it seems like not a big thing, but it also kind of is a big thing, because it's something that I specified I needed and right from the start. And first of all, it's not just some, like, they probably thought it was just some fancy gimmick you want on your book, but well, no, the way I order my books is, the way I want them printed. And also it was a stretch goal. So people paid for it and I promised it. So I want the spot UV. And the only way I'm going to print this book without spot UV is literally no printer within the United States prints it. So I posted an update on Indiegogo and people asked for some votes, and most backers agreed with finding a new printer that could do spot UV. So that's what I've been doing. What's up?
Have you explained what spot UVs are to your audience? I forget.
Yeah,
I think they know because my grayscale book has it as well. See, it's like
no, I often forget, so I've actually had to ask Irene on stream a few times too.
It's where
if you see
the book is like most of the cover is matte, but then they have a glossy part on like certain bits, like letters or whatever.
I think most people here back a lot of comics, so they should know. But
that's a very technical term. It's like asking people to know if they know like color theory and all that stuff, all the technicalities.
It's not that technical, but here
they backed it, so they probably read as they backed if they actually wanted it.
Yeah, so it doesn't show up super well on camera here, but basically see the title here is actually raised. It has like this gloss over it. So if you see it in person, it's like it's different. It's like slightly raised and shiny. So anyhow, that's what I wanted the color version to be as well. And
it says we know with a million exclamation marks. I am sorry.
Yeah, there you go. See, I'm like, my viewers know these things.
I don't know.
I feel like oh yeah, central scrutinizer. It's a fancy way of saying smooth shiny bits. There you go. It's a smooth shiny thingy on your cover. So and I promised to have that, and like I want my cover to have that, and it's gonna look better with it. So anyways, it's what my backers wanted. I was pretty mad. I was pretty mad because it's fine if they can't do it. That's not the issue. But they should have told me, right? They should have told me right from the beginning because they had my file for 2 weeks. So now basically I wasted 2 weeks, and so we're 2 weeks even further behind schedule because I was like, well, I handed off the print file, and last time with the grayscale book they took them 2 weeks, like 1 week production, 1 week shipping, and I got the books like within that time span. So I was like, okay, so that's why I told everybody I'd be able to ship, like I would have the books by right at the end of November, and I would like immediately start shipping them out. But now now that's not happening. So but in better news, I've talked to 2 printers, one who actually has an office in Georgia, one in Florida, and they both said they can do spot UV. Only one has gotten back to me with like a quote, and it is more expensive than my first printer, but I don't care. It's not gonna break my bank, and if the other one doesn't get back to me, I'm gonna go with them. So I'm gonna give the other printer until the end of the week to give me a quote, and to see if they're more affordable. But if not, I'm going with the one that actually responded to me. And we're gonna go ahead. So there you go. There you go. That's what's going on. Oh man. Alex VRB said if it's more expensive, we can wait for the original printer. It's fine. It's not that much more expensive. It really isn't. Plus, it's like, I don't know. I before the book is printed, I don't see this as like my money. This is production money. This is like the backers' money. Yeah. I don't know. I might do another poll asking everybody, because we are towards the end of the year, and the original printer basically said they can't do spot UV until after New Year's. I just don't want to, even if it's like just another, it's another month. I don't want to wait because I know a lot of people. I know a lot of crowdfunding books are late and stuff, but I don't like it. That doesn't make me feel like it's okay for my book to be late. I really wanted to be on time, and it's just things didn't turn out that way because we had to color the book, and it's my first crowdfunding book, so it's a learning experience. But like, I don't I don't know. I think making people wait an extra month. I'm willing to pay some more money too, so people don't have to wait for the book. Yeah, but I can put out a poll. I might. Yeah, I really don't mind. I want people to have their book. Oh, thank you, Den. You're a scientist, are you? Thank you, Chris. It kind of is, especially after, like, at least the horror show that I had to deal with was I've seen other creators have an even worse time where they printed the books shipped, and they arrived, and then like the printer just didn't pack the books right, or they threw the books in the boxes before the ink was dry, so the books were like banged up and or all stuck to each other. And like that's the worst, because it's like, I got the books printed, wow, they're on my doorstep, you open it, you're so excited, and it's just totally fucked up. Like that's way worse, and I still like have mild nightmares about that happening.
Yeah,
but
one of the worst things about that is that even if you learn from your experience and don't really want to work with like printers that do that, or like delivery services, it'll still taint the experience of whoever backed the book to think that that's like, oh well, this reflects on the professionalism of the person actually handling the campaign.
yeah, well, that's why I try to keep everyone updated, and to some people it won't matter, but I can only handle what's within my control, because some of these things aren't within my control, and it's within my control to get on people's ass and tell the printer to do what they're supposed to do and do what I'm supposed to do and keep everyone updated. So yeah, it can't be helped. Like, and I don't blame backers for being impatient or being mad at late books, even if you do update them. Like, it's because people have been burned before. Like there are books that campaigns that are like literally almost a decade old, never fulfilled. No, they don't answer comments anymore. So people are just like, they're paranoid. So I understand, but like, and I can say, yeah, they're paranoid. So, but
yeah, it's understandable. They're trying to do your best to at least get us close to the original, delivery date that you had set for yourself.
Yeah. But yeah, for all of this will help me figure out a timeline for chapter 2. Definitely. Let's see. Hey, Blinko is here. Blinko, you missed our stream last week. We were talking about you. God, this light is too bright. Hold on. Oh my God. Either I look like a zombie or I look like a ghost. There's no in between.
Well, the zombies like two.
Whatever. Yeah, or I don't know. I just look either I look like I have jaundice or I'm fucking blown out of shit.
You look fine.
Mark says Mark says, as long as the delays don't repeat too much, then people are happy. Oh yeah. It's I don't want to delay things. I want this book in my hands too. So, and I do apologize to people who are still waiting for the books. I'm doing my best, and I will use this as a learning experience, most importantly for chapter 2. I think it's, I mean, not just the printing, but with production, because even though I have worked in comics for a while, that's like, oh, if you do a comic every month, then it's a 20-page comic, and I don't know. It's, first of all, I wasn't like writing and penciling and inking it and doing all the production and the promotion, so that's a different workload. But also, Nick has a lot more pages to color, and it's also more complicated to color than a superhero book, I think. So, like, but these are things that I can take into account now. And I'm hoping like to first do I'm going to set the deadline for my chapter 2 book extra long and set it for like 6 months. And I think that's like extra time, or maybe like I'll like even extend that to like 7 months. So like give myself extra time to do that. Meanwhile, I'm going to start working on the next chapter. So yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan. Mark Sunga says, when in need, say Asians unite. Okay. Then Filipinos will help like we are the Avengers. Cool. Well, good to know. I didn't know we had that superpower. I didn't know I could call on all Asians to unite and help me with my troubles. Amazing.
Wasn't your original printer Asian as well?
My what?
Wasn't your original printer also Asian?
No.
No.
How we learn.
God, you guys are so pixelated.
Oh, really?
Really?
Oh, might be because you're.
Maybe because I'm running out of battery.
Yeah.
I was coming over to get my cord.
I'll hook it up.
Whoa, it's still taped up.
Oh shit.
Oh dear. They're gonna drop out any minute. Asian privilege. Yeah. No, my printer for my regrowth art book was in Taiwan because I actually was still living in Taiwan at the time, like a couple of years ago. That's when I printed that. So I printed my regrowth art book in Taiwan, and I love that printer. They're great, super professional. It's actually a printer that does books for like doujinshi artists and like art books, because there's like, even though there's not a lot of professional entertainment art in Taiwan, there are a lot of good artists. So, you know, just because like the industry isn't there doesn't mean the talent isn't there, you know what I mean? So there are a lot of really good illustrators, and most of them go overseas and either move to Japan or they work for like Japanese or American clients. But there are a lot of really, really good illustrators and comic artists, and this sort of like this underground movement, and a lot of doujin cons and conventions that are, I mean, you'd say it's amateur, but that's just because they don't have like domestic, you know, Kodansha or Marvel or DC and stuff like that. But these are all people like self-publishing their books, but their work is professional level. So it was a printer that specifically printed art books and comics for those people, like doujinshi illustrators and stuff. He's really good, like knew exactly what he was doing because he was dealing with like art and, you know, drawings and how to print that all the time. But they were the first people I contacted. And then we calculated shipping from Taiwan to the US, and it's like, nah, let's not do that. So that's actually another printer. Someone recommended another printer to me that they seemed good. Their price seemed good. But then I realized that they printed and shipped from Shanghai. And that's not the issue. Mostly, that's not the only issue. Sorry, people from Shanghai. The issue is like the shipping was more expensive than the book, printing the book. So it's just like shipping from Asia is fucking expensive. Or if you don't want it to be expensive, have to wait for like, you know, another 6 months for the books to arrive by boat or some shit. So yeah, that's what's going on. That's what's going on. Let's see. Aviator Search says.
Yeah, you go ahead. I don't want to interrupt
Okay. I'm just gonna read this. Aviator Search says, I voted to wait it out. I figured the contract negotiations was going to take us long or longer to set up with a new printer. What are you experiencing? I don't think like the contract negotiations. Usually those things are pretty fast. It's like they have a standard contract, you know, it's in my experience, you have an order form, you fill it out, everything's online, they send you a PDF, okay, bam, we go to production. And it just depends on like the individual printer, if they're overloaded, if they have a lot of work, or if like what time of year. And so frankly, I have no idea if these new printers are going to be faster than the printer I just ditched, because printer I just ditched, it seems like they were very busy and they took forever to reply to my messages for weeks. But I don't know. That's why I'm going to go with the one that replies to me first, because maybe they clearly they're paying more attention and maybe they have more time on their hands. So yeah, I don't actually know if like contract negotiations doesn't take that long, and setting things up with a new printer, I don't think that would take as long either. It really just depends on how much other work they have, but like my print file is ready to go. It's like if we agree on everything and they say they have the paper and they can like start printing right away, then I can go to print tomorrow because my print file is ready. It's so frustrating. I'm sitting here with everything ready to go and just waiting for someone to do the next step. I don't use Mac. I think AC's computer is Mac.
Yes, and actually, that's kind of the little bit of news I had for all of English fans out there.
Yes! We have some very exciting news.
Yeah, all of our efforts to get Nick not potato computer have paid off, and we actually got him a new computer that he's just breaking in.
Woo!
Well, there's his potato computer. This is a Cintiq that he's had for a long time, but hasn't actually been able to use. But he's using it as a monitor. And where is it? It's somewhere down here.
The fancy lighted. It's one of those like big fancy lighted towers. Yeah, it looks so fucking fancy, dude.
You say fancy. It looks super gaudy to me with all those rainbow lights. It's like the stereotypical like gamer computer tower.
Yeah. You need like I was telling you that's what you need to get to run graphics.
I guess so, but like it's like getting this thing. I think more of the time, aside from building with the specs that you guys helped me figure out that I needed, I was arguing with the guy for longer just to like have him like turn off the gaudy ass lights because I did not like that. He tried, but like apparently he could not separate. Like so, like either the fans will not run, or they will run, and I have to keep the rainbow light.
Oh no, you have pretty lights on your computer. I'm sorry, Zaid. I'm sorry.
Bill. I'd rather just not be full of that.
It's really like everything these days. Like I'm using a computer fan right now that has a bunch of gaudy lights on it too. It's like you go into like I don't know, like here in Bogota, there's a downtown district that's just about like technology and stuff.
Yeah, it's like
everything is rainbow colored.
Everything for like custom computers is rainbow color. If you want to go for like a computer that you can just get off the store, they do look normal. And that's the thing, like they look so much more appealing in looks to me. Like all the other ones look like spaceships.
I kind of agree.
They even have like we saw one that has written gamer on it.
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
That was the original shell that we saw. It was like this white one with just like gamer on the side of it, and it was just completely white with like a streak that lets light come out, and then the fans from the glass. The tempered glass side that are shining with rainbow lights as well.
Yeah.
That's kind of cringy. Sumothori says that big blurry black splotch is fancy. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Maybe you guys should. Nick can. I have a prop for you. You can post to Twitter. Your one post per year on Twitter. You could post your new computer.
Yeah, maybe.
I guess so, but why would I though?
Okay. just so everybody can. Never mind. What is social media?
I guess.
John says could be background apps or Wi-Fi connection bandwidth. Are you on the right internet?
What are we talking about?
Yeah, like you know what? I was, but now I'm not.
Oh my god!
Every time.
All right, they will be back when AC switches to the correct internet. Oh gosh, I remember dial-up too. I'm old, guys. I'm fucking old. Yeah. It's also that my parents are like super old school. Like my dad is a computer nerd, but he would use like the oldest computers, and we had a dial up until like 2005 or something. It's just just how my parents are, perpetually living in 1985.
I'm sorry. I have been.
You're a little less blurry. You're still blurry, but a little less blurry.
I've also been going through a bunch of computer problems today. I got mine back from the shop, and it's almost worse than when I sent it in. So,
Gosh, yeah.
I've been like just a bit scatterbrained at the moment. I've got like, I don't know, a bunch of stuff going on here.
Are you having like computer problems?
Well, if you want to hear about all my problems, it's like I haven't been able to use Photoshop in the longest time. I have this whole triad of like trying to get Photoshop to work on my laptop. But anyway, and it's been like this huge long journey. Nothing has worked. Eventually, I had to call Intel, and they're like, "Well, have you tried updating your operating system?" I have a pretty old computer. I'm like, I can try. Like, update, nothing works.
And like for whoever ever has tried that, like everybody knows like something's gonna break. Something's gonna break.
If you update something that old.
Even when my computer could actually take the updates, now it's like it's just obsolete for what comes out. But even when it did, I would just completely avoid it like that play because it always breaks the computer. It makes me waste a day or two of just fixing things to be at a quasi state to where I was before I did any of that improvement.
Phil, you're right. I am.
And so I had to send it into the shop, be like, please help. And they're like, yeah, no, this operating system is in its beta stage, and you need to, we need to like reprogram it so that it has the older operating system in it, and then we'll help you put Photoshop onto your computer properly.
Yeah, because like apparently I have forgotten about it. Like Mac does not allow you to change your operating system downwards. It like blocks. It blocks it. You can only upgrade.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And that beta is not optimized to use anything, so it actually would shut down like the keyboard, shut down like applications, mouse, being able to just what else was it? Like you couldn't even accept an external hard drive to back it up. So it became a break because of changing that operating system.
You're better now. I can actually see that you have like features separate from each other.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like the thing is that we have two.
Oh God, no! Go on the other internet.
We have two Wi-Fi signals in our apartment, and I thought I was on the right one. Like I said, I've been a bit scatterbrained. Apparently, I was on the wrong one. I've been inputting a bunch of like passwords and stuff today because I have my operating system restored, and it's just everything is just bare bones, and I have to log in everywhere. It's just been a little bit of a mess. Sorry.
Thank you.
Oh,
and I'm sorry you're dealing with that. Yeah, I'm just okay. This is going to be our goal for chapter 1 for Fiendish. Nick got a new computer. For chapter 2, it's going to be get a new computer for AC. Okay, we can do this.
Trading cards. I can make 1 or 2 trading cards, please.
Oh, do me 20. I want a lot of stretch goals.
Will Photoshop last long enough on your computer for you to finish 1 trading card?
Oh yeah, I can open it for like 1 second before it crashes.
Oh
I just got Clip Studio again. I've been living my life on Clip Studio. It is a lifesaver because it is affordable and doesn't enslave you to their monthly payment program. Yeah, so I've been using Clip Studio for like a year now, I think.
I like the Adobe subscription, but it just depends on how much you use it.
I don't like it. No. I paid for my program. I paid for CS4 when I went to college in 2009, and I wanted to keep my CS4. It was fine.
I get that. It's like sometimes, people kind of get used to how setups work, for this kinds of things. Because I remember when it was outrageous to even think of a video game charging you beyond the point where you bought it, because it's such an expenditure here. It's like the one gift you get as a kid. It's like, oh, you get 1 game to play, make it last. But nowadays, like games come incomplete. They're not even finished, and you have to rely on like patchwork that it comes through the grapevine. Like whereas before that was considered a death sentence for a game because there was no way of connecting directly with all customers. And now there's also all the DLC. So like even games that you get are partitioned into like things that are outright locked out of you for how much you pay. So
Yeah, you
and
don't
people-
actually own the game.
yeah, oh yeah, there's the whole digital thing. Like you literally don't own it. What if their system goes kaput and then you don't own a game anymore? So like that's normal for people now, you know. But like for me, that's outrageous, and I hate that. And I never buy any games that have like DLC and stuff because I hate that idea.
I agree with that. I hate how you don't own anything. It's like everything is on, you it's on the cloud, but it's like I want to actually own stuff. But I agree with that, but still, the only reason I'm okay with paying for Adobe is because I use tons of their services. I use their storage. My website is run off the Adobe platform, and I run 3 websites off of it because they can let you run 5 websites. It's included in the cost. So I use their services pretty extensively. But yeah, I don't like the fact that you don't really own the things you pay for.
Yeah, like and I get that, when you use the actual services of things that are given, it sounds fair, and I get it. I'm not opposed to what Adobe is doing. I feel like it's actually fair considering they have to keep updating the thing and whatnot. It makes it so that they can actually have a business model that can survive. But I don't like it. I get it. I don't like it, and I was really happy with just staying with CS5.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's just because we got swapped for new computers that we were forced to get these new Photoshops, but I'm not particularly happy about it.
Yeah, tell me about it. So, like, my problem was that I owned CS4 for like a million years because it's a million years old, until finally they just deleted a whole bunch of serial numbers. They're outdated now, and I just couldn't use my program anymore. And so I went to them, and they're like, have you thought about buying the cloud version, the new Photoshop, what you have to pay monthly? I'm like, no, I don't want that. And they just kept bothering me about it because, of course, they just want to get money out of me. I don't want to pay any more money. I bought the program. I want my program. I have a serial number for it.
I don't think anybody in that conversation on either side of the phone enjoys the fact that they have to say, would you be interested?
Sure, whatever. I'm going to fight for it. Fight for my CS4.
I forget where it was, but I remember watching this lady talk about how she never got any, like annoying calls. So she's like, oh, would you like to upgrade your system? Are you happy with your service? Blah, blah, blah. Because whenever she got one, she had one of those, condensed air blow horns, and she would just start blowing it at the it's just like, never again did she give me calls. Like, geez, I wonder what would have happened to my ear if I was on the other side of that.
Oh my god.
Oh, I should do that. I don't get those
Like,
calls a lot, but
like having worked at a call center, like just the hours that you have to work, just the kind of people that you have to answer, and then suddenly like 10 p.m. you're like, oh gosh, like 2 more hours and I get out of this, and just someone just blows a blowhorn on your ear.
That'd be great for like scam callers.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
that would be great. I should think. Usually, I just like if I have the time, I like to bullshit them. Just so like it's like the more of their time I can waste, the less of someone else's time they can waste, and I enjoy bullshitting them. So, but yeah, it's scam callers are fucking terrible people. Dan is here. Hello.
Hey.
Hi. Hey Dan. Oliver. Hola.
Cues.
Hello, everybody. Rental Photoshop is annoying. I agree. You own stuff. It's great. Yeah, it is great. I like owning stuff too. Yeah. So I don't know. I think eventually I think it's a matter of competition, right? The market will take care of itself. Like so many people are switching Clip Studio because they're annoyed at the Adobe situation. I think once I can host my website separately because I want to like actually build a website for Fiendish and this whole I want to have like a really nice website with a bunch of resources, but it's just that also costs money. But once I have that, then I might like drop Photoshop too and switch to Clip because I have Clip and I like it. It's just
both. I've seen some people have both. I'd love to have both.
Yeah, I bought
text stuff.
I bought an older version of it. It's just their vector wasn't as good, but they've been improving a lot. So it's not that different. It's easy to learn. I like it. And so yeah, I probably will switch over. I don't know. It's just like Photoshop and Adobe is just the industry standard for a lot of large production companies because they have the suite. And if a company pays for the Adobe suite, then it's always useful to know how to use that. And I say this just because I still work for production companies on the side, but like for my personal work, I don't give a shit. Clip is really great, guys. So I can recommend that.
I've been really liking all the tone effects, and you can really see the wave of comic book artists that started switching over to Clip Studio because like everybody started doing screen tones.
Yeah.
Whereas before, like I was always looking at how James Serra was actually doing it with actual, acetone. And just like doing it during the conventions. I remember just like looking, I was like, oh man, where do you get those? We don't get those in Colombia. That's so cool. It's like manga.
It's like a mangi. It's like the mangi. Just someday they're gonna get us, Alex. They're gonna get us.
Alex, your art teacher broke your fingers?
What?
Are you just saying that they worked you really hard, or that they actually broke your fingers? That's pretty awful.
Ooh, affinities. I haven't heard of that one. Not to ignore the broken fingers comment. What?
Alex said that earlier.
Jeez. Stop tricking me with super chats. I don't have super chats.
Yes, it's almost mocking. You
guys are so mean.
Like I would give you all this money, but
I can't. You guys can back Fiendish again. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Okay. It's a joke.
Oh. Okay, it's a joke. I'm glad.
Well, I mean, it's fun too. Like it could have been a story about actually happening. It didn't have to be malicious.
Could have been an accident. That would have been fucked up though. Chris, I should talk to you, right? Your website is really nice. By the way, everybody, check out the website for Infinitale Chronicles. It's
it's so fancy.
Kind of badass.
When I went to Chris's website, I was under the impression that I was about to buy a new collectible card game or something. Like all the logos are so shiny. Just everything has that polish that you see on just like new card games or something like that.
Yeah. Well, Chris knows people.
And the actual logo of the whole thing makes me think of that. What is that card game from like Mitos y Leyendas, which is it's apparently a card game that they have
Myths
here.
and Legends?
Yeah, Mitos y Leyendas here in Latin America. It's all about myths about different cultures. So like there's a bunch of like Colombian and Latin American stuff, Nordic, Asian stuff. Like it's a cool thing. So you can just make decks of a bunch of all these things.
The manger.
I've been wanting to check it out.
Oh my gosh. It's never gonna happen. Come here. There you go. Infinitale Chronicles. Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Okay. Blender. I've heard good things about Blender. Yeah, but Blender is like 3D animation, right? But I tried Blender once, but it was a long time ago. Yeah, it's great. Because, everything else is like $600, and I'm not even exaggerating. I actually really like doing 3D, but the reason I stopped doing 3D modeling was because I couldn't afford the programs on my own after college. It's prohibitive. Yeah.
It was a nice benefit. Like for example, like the Adobe suite was on such a big discount when we were in college.
Yeah, they want to make you dependent on the organizations.
I guess so. Yeah. We already were kind of handling them before we came to college, though.
Yeah, but there's always going to be competition. Yeah. Why don't I show off some art? What should I show you guys?
What are you working on these days? You can't show any sneak peeks of issue 2, I imagine.
No. Well, it won't like make sense because it's all pencils, you know. So, I mean, I could show you guys, but it's story spoilers and it's all just chicken scratch. I'm working through. I cut a few scenes. I cut down the blacksmith scene to 1 page. You'll be happy to hear. So,
How long
and
was it before?
it's like 4 pages.
Oh, really? Oh man, I did not remember it being that long.
Yeah.
We were just like that the panel where like Kaz is entering the hut, and we like kept talking about staging and leading the eye, and then the other
Yeah.
slamming the table and talking how like, old man, you don't get it, get with it.
That's totally what he said.
Go check out my magic stones, man.
Yeah, man. Look at my magic stones, man. Give me what I want.
Get with
No.
it, man. Get your own magic stone.
I believe that was the exact dialogue.
Yes, it was. Guys,
It was,
I'm great at dialogue.
there's just this little bit at the bottom of the page, just like pushing people to just buy the new collectible game that Irene's gonna push for all these spinning magic tops.
Yeah, it would just planted an item in there just to have something for like a game eventually. Wouldn't that be so?
He's like
Capitalism!
the blacksmith, and he's like, "Check out my blue eyes white dragon."
Oh no, it's like I challenge you to a Bakugan duel.
What the shit? Chimera, excuse me? What? I rushed those pages and you didn't even use it? Well, fine. But you should, like, why would what's the point if you're not gonna put the pages in there? I don't want just like my stupid self-serving interview in there. I want my pages in the book.
Oh,
I'm confused. Yeah, it's like a compilation of like comic artist features, like indie comic artist features, and they did an interview section and then they asked me to send in pages, but I guess they don't have space for the pages, so they're only.
Does the art from the pages maybe at least show up next to like the interview or something?
No, I think he just said.
Her artwork.
I mean, oh yeah, it was like we saw, well, you know, when we're previewing the pages from it, we saw that that's how they have art on there, but it was separate at the comic book stuff. Bummer.
Yeah.
I hate you. Even though it's not your fault, but damn it! Damn it! Steve, why? I'd rather have my pages in there and not have like my stupid interview. Nobody cares about my interview. Anyhow. So I cut down that blacksmith scene. Nobody in chat knows what we're talking about, so I'm not gonna keep on going on about it. But
you could know what we're talking about if you pulled it out.
And just spoil chapter 2 for everyone.
Yeah, so you know that scene that everybody's waiting for, where Kaz just talks to a dude in a hut.
Yes.
With magic stones.
I mean,
so exciting.
For the whole story.
So exciting.
That's still like Irene's choice to make.
Yeah, and my choice to make the bully her about it.
Okay.
Just as it is your choice to be a mom in between the two of us.
Oh no.
Clearly. Why haven't you caught up to this yet? Nick's default mode is mocking. Have I heard of Krita or Photopea? No, I haven't. Are those editing and art programs that are good? If they are, that would be good to know. Oh, that'd be a Rockadoo. Okay, whatever. Yeah, I mean it's a free feature. I can't complain. I do wish the pages were featured though. I will show, in case anyone missed last week's stream. Oh hey, because Blingo's Vengeful Ghost is here. I should show the thing. So hey, for the people who didn't know because they weren't here last week or something, and didn't see our awesome Goblin Girl feature with Goblin Girl and friends. Yeah. Check this out. Dun dun. Dun dun dun.
Ooh. I thought you were gonna put tentacles in there.
I haven't. Well, okay. So I fixed a lot of things, but I haven't. The tentacles are in progress.
I think it works well with being in the cave, especially since Dan is apparently doing this thing in the cave, at least for the beginning of it.
No, I actually have the monsters half drawn.
Oh yeah.
But,
Oh, you just like hidden in other layers. Okay.
Yeah, but
Could you zoom in, Irene?
Sure. Yeah. Hold on. But hold on. Do I? Let me see. Oh, thank you, Chris. You didn't have to do that, but I appreciate it. Not enough tentacles. I have the. Hold on. Oh, Photoshop is lagging. Sorry, guys. This is why I need more RAM on my computer.
Irene just turns on this layer and just like tentacles are just molesting everybody on the page.
The whole image changes. They're just tentacles coming out of every crevice.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, and guys, I'll be saving this layer titled slime for when it's completed.
Yes. Are they standing on a large mouth? Oh, that's funny. I didn't really think about. No, it's just a cave. Just a cave with like some spiky thingies. Well, the I'm doing like a tentacle monster kind of curling around them, but I need the final design from Dan, which is why I'm not showing it yet. Yeah.
All right.
So, like, because the Dan's doing the interiors and he's going to be designing the final. Like, I finished drawing most of like the body, but the head part, I don't know how that looks yet, and I might do some like insects crawling around them. I know. I'm just such a prude. I can't bring myself to like make the boobs a proper realistic size. So it's really difficult for me. It's a constant struggle. I deeply apologize. Bagel nips. That's what everyone says. I love it. Let's see. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, my Photoshop is lagging like a bitch. Oh no, here we go.
And
those laggy tentacles. So I don't know if you guys can. Oh fuck. Yeah, see, it's like. Hold on. You guys can't see anything because the way I work, every figure is on a different layer, and I turn the opacity down for everything else when I'm working on that one layer. So it's kind of like
a mess.
Yeah, it's you can't really see anything right now because I don't have that. I mask everything out in the end. You know what I mean? So
this kind of feels like what is that, the fairy tale with the king's new outfit or something?
The Emperor's New Clothes?
Yeah, where he's just like saying that he got this magic clothing that only the fanciest and most fashionable regiment can actually see. And if you see it, you're probably very very basic. So everybody was claiming that they saw it.
Here you go. See how to add that fill layer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Since you guys insisted on making me torturously figure out how to actually how to make this worm visible because it's not ready yet, but there you go. You happy? I'm just kidding.
Look, guys, we forced Irene to have to handle the files that she organized herself.
Shut up! Be quiet.
Looks fun. I like it.
Oh, they got some centipedes and stuff crawling around at the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't see the purple. Nice. Makes me think of the MTG card Symbiotic Worm.
Yeah.
I love that one.
Yeah, and I noticed your worm face, that little lamprey face. That's not taken after Dune, is it?
Not at all. Well, I don't know how that's kind of just like default worm face. I mean, I love Dune, so I kind of just that's my default like scary worm face.
Yeah,
but
that's a bit of a stretch, sweetie. It's just like,
Yeah, it's kind. A lot of monsters have faces like that. But Dan's gonna do the final design, so I don't know how the head part is gonna look yet. But so yeah, but that's what it looks like for now.
Cool.
So
I think
yay!
that's pretty fun.
Someone asked me to zoom in. There you go. Take a long, glorious gander.
yeah, but let me see Blingo.
Oh, okay. There you go. Blingo's the sexiest, clearly.
I mean, yeah.
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 Yeah, he looks the best.
Obviously. Yeah, I kind of rushed the inks last week, so I was like, oh my god, everything was super raw. So I had to like move body parts around because I had rushed. Kind of like anatomy was off because it's kind of a hard perspective. But anyhow, oh, and I have to add a rune to Ragna. But yeah, so that's something I'm working on. And ding 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 ding. So is Blingo a dummy like Gory from Slayers? He is pretty stupid. Gowry? Okay.
Almost. I feel like it's like a whole other level removed because
It's a different flavor. Stupid, I would say.
Yeah, like Gowry is like putting it on Pathfinder terms is the player that was too lazy to write a fucking backstory or to remember everything that no, he's literally used that way. His whole backstory is like, I joined the party, period. And every time that they use him is just to be able and do exposition because he has no memory whatsoever. So you get to explain everything about the world or what happened yesterday to him. Blingo is just kind of like the dumb pet that bites.
Blingo has intelligence of 7.
And, oh yeah, average person has an intelligence of 10.
Yes.
Average non-illiterate, I guess, villager.
Yep. Blingo is not very smart.
Reading is sacrilegious. It's blasphemy.
Right. Well, Pathfinder goblins don't like words.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Goblin girl looks
your soul.
pleased. Yay! Thank you guys. So yeah, I'll have this done up soon. And let me see. Let me show off some more art.
Do you want to see? Hey, you got to see the Goblin Girl picture I did for Dan on his stream, right, Irene?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you also posted it in our.
I didn't post it. I sent it to Dan.
It was the one where she's licking the blade, right?
Yeah, I didn't post it.
Yeah, you did.
Did I post it to you? Oh, I posted it in the
You
chat.
posted it in our group chat.
In the group chat, yeah. I was thinking you meant like on like my socials or something.
Our group chats don't count. Yeah, you want to show it off?
Sure.
Yeah, show it, honey.
I'm a little shy, but sure. Let me see. Share.
We're all judging you. Just kidding, guys.
Avoid sharing my whole screen. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, you can pick a specific window.
Oh, yeah.
No, you did a great job. Look at this shit. You don't show off your work enough. Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's gonna be in the book as well. So right now, by the way, it looks like part 1 of the crossover is gonna be in Fiendish Chapter 2. So this and the interior stories and a bunch of pinups and stuff are just gonna be in an ash can. That's gonna come with Fiendish Chapter 2, and then part 2 of the ash can will come with Goblin Girl Chapter 2. So it's how it's gonna go. But yeah.
Dan is laughing.
Yeah.
Laughing for what?
I don't know.
I'm not sure what's funny, but yeah, this is awesome, isn't it? Look at that. I love like the shadows and stuff.
Yeah, you gotta get Goblin Girl and look out for when he puts up that ash can.
Yeah. Evil but fun. Hell yeah. I love it. I love it.
Oh, that's it. You wanted to show some of your artwork?
So tell us your thoughts behind this, Mrs. Zamudio. Tell us what you were thinking, your whole process. The floor is yours. You're giving a speech about this, right?
I wanted to I don't know, I wanted to do something really fun. At first I was like, I don't know, I didn't know if I should just do like a whole group pick like you guys were doing. It was like, I don't know, it's for Dan, and I'm gonna draw like Ragna later anyway. I'll just draw Goblin Girl. So I just drew her, and I was like, well, like I gotta do something like, I don't know. This is the most sobering talk ever. Like I've gotta like think of a way to do something that's fun and hot. And I'm like, why is she like licking blood off of her blade? I don't know. And so then I just try to come up with a weird kind of gnarly position here.
The decision of a real evil.
Yeah, I guess.
Like how do you make someone look evil and cool? Like they just lick their blade. They just show up, give their monologue, and then just start licking their blade. See if they get AIDS or something.
I don't expect. I don't know. Goblin Girl had many monologues. Honestly,
you were gonna say, I'm surprised that Goblin Girl has AIDS.
I don't think she thinks that stuff through, but
all will be revealed in Dan's book. Does Goblin Girl have AIDS?
Everyone in the world has AIDS.
Yeah, I wanted to lean into the goblin-y aspect of it. That's what I love that stuff, and so that's why I was like, I know that like Dan like gives her these little like kind of freckles on her cheeks, and like, oh man, but I want her to have like freckles like everywhere. She might look more goblin-y or something. I mean, I don't know. I really liked that. So
like splotchy skin.
Yeah, and so blood, fire, was just having fun with that. Yeah.
She's manspreading.
Why isn't it?
I think it's only manspreading when it's a guy, so that can be qualified as something negative.
No, it's a joke, but never mind.
Is she intruding into your space, Sumo Thori? Making you feel uncomfortable?
Yeah, we feel very invaded right now. We need a safe space from Goblin Girl. Not me. Never. I love Goblin Girl. She can manspread at me all day long. Did AC drop out of art school, get kicked out because it's just too good? I don't know. With the way art school is running out, they probably would kick people out if they're too good nowadays. No, she dropped out because she couldn't afford it, but she was better off for it because fuck that shit.
I mean, that's honestly
so fucking expensive.
Truth. I mean, I could drop out. It was like, you should drop out because like I had connections through my teachers and stuff. And
well, you were already getting jobs, so I made you feel that, but you wanted to.
I wanted so bad.
I don't know. Like, you're the only person who was like working and had a career even without finishing school, and you're still like, but I want to finish school. Like, why do you want to finish school? It's just school.
No, what are you talking about, Irene? First of all, you got a job with Marvel while you were still in school. Like, I didn't have that. Everybody was like, looking.
You were working for Oni Press at the same time. Whatever.
Yeah, I was able to drop out of school, but yeah, I always wanted to go back because I wanted to learn. I like you know how garbage art education is when you're growing up, and you constantly want teachers to actually teach you real things about how it works, especially comics, something as specific as comics. I was so psyched for it, and it's like I just got through my prerequisite classes.
Yeah, that must have made it additionally exasperating because you got through all of the boring things that were just like, yeah, I know this, but can I get to what my major is?
Or just like, kind of perfecting
That's true.
Techniques on cardboard box still lifes and all that stuff. But anyway.
That is true. You kind of don't learn anything in art school until like the last 2 years.
That's not true. That's not true. I did learn a lot from the year that I was there. But
I'm exaggerating a little, but I kind of felt like I didn't learn anything the first year.
I'm not going to take no exaggeration. When I was the one who dropped out after a little over a year of school,
okay. No, seriously, like
remember,
freshman year, it just didn't fucking teach you shit. It was like, oh my god, throw paint at the wall and wow, be artsy fartsy. Drawing one.
Some professors were like that, others were not.
We had
maybe I have to be a
anatomy. We got
professor.
to do like figure drawing and stuff. It was
That guy
so
was
good.
great. I really liked our anatomy teacher. He hated me, but I really liked him.
Yeah.
I didn't get anatomy stuff in freshman year.
Scat?
Well, I had like drawing one. I had a couple. Yeah. No, not in just scat, but not in like freshman year. I think my freshman year was exceptionally useless.
Oh wow, you didn't.
But,
I'm surprised you didn't get anatomy. That was like the best class that you could have taken.
no, but no. After I went to Atlanta, it was pretty good. So, but still, yeah, man, art school's like so freaking expensive, and
Yep.
yeah, I get why you wanted to finish learning, but honestly, with comics, once you have the basics, once you have the connections, like learning on the job it does so much more.
It's
So
fair. I think like both airline, like, and a lot of people that went to art college were kind of in an area or a space where you couldn't really feel like you were sharing with this stuff with like-minded people, or being in an area that was geared towards actually uh, learning it. And even now, like in a professional setting, our friends and stuff are in other countries. We don't get to interact that much, and we're constantly shut in. So it was a really cool experience, despite how overpriced it was.
Yeah.
Dunrigo, how dare you? But what would I even fucking copy from? There's literally nothing similar between my work and anything you
yeah.
do.
What are you?
But-
I don't know what you're getting at here.
Stop reminding me of my old life.
Your old life. What, did you do an issue of Squirrel Girl that you never told me about? What do you mean your old life?
I told you about it.
You did?
It's Ariel.
What do you mean I never told you about it? I mean, maybe I just generally told you I was doing something for Marvel, but I was doing like small things every few months for them, so I didn't. Yeah, I did some side stories for Squirrel Girl.
I guess you just really did not talk about it afterwards at all, to the point I forgot.
Yeah, are you shocked? I kind of just stopped talking about what I was doing for them after a while. Because it got weird. I just started getting like weird jobs. I wasn't happy about it.
You learned more from actually working than you did in art school, but I disagree with that. I felt like I was learning so much at art school. They were actually telling me the things that I would have taken a long time to figure out myself. And then once I got into the actual job, they're like, okay, now do it and do it now. It's just like I didn't have time to think. You just have to put it out. And also,
yeah, I think that was
no,
they taught us. I remember
I disavow.
Thing
I
that was
disavowed them.
like every other class was about like finishing a product at like one piece for like next class or whatever. And when we had our first like real comics class, like Chris like make a full comic. I want like this many pages, like full spread. And the point was not really to like necessarily make the best that you could, but force someone to really realize how long you have to take on things. So everybody was pulling all-nighters on that and not knowing how to get it done on time.
Yeah,
it was pretty cool. I enjoyed that.
The one thing that I did learn in art school that it's like I have a very negative view of art school because I feel like honestly I went like art school and my first few years working professionally. I feel like I went through this pipeline that was just killing my creativity and forcing me to become a corporate artist. And I dropped my style. I changed my style completely. I dropped it. And everyone was pressuring me to do YA. And I was young, so I listened to everybody. I was like, oh, they know better than me. And oh no, my style, nobody's going to want my style. It's like this weird manga, like gritty manga thing, but nobody in America understands it. So I have to stop drawing. I have to draw like cutesy YA stuff and or just like trace things for animation because that's what my day job wants me to do. So that's what that's what I started doing, and I totally regret it. I really hated it, and it didn't help me at all. The only thing I learned in art school that I didn't know before was visual storytelling. Like the visual storytelling courses I took were very helpful because that's stuff you have to learn. It doesn't just come naturally, and especially for comics, it's very complicated. But like other than that, I feel like it was just art school is just a pipeline to kill my creativity.
Irene, Micra here was asking if you have any examples of this version of your style where you had modified it to kind of fit this mold.
I don't know, I deleted most of it. Why are you guys torturing me like this?
I don't know. That's not that I can actually understand, especially because with us we saw your stuff during college, so we can see how you changed along. But yeah, I could see people being curious for that kind of stuff. It's kind of like, oh, what was it? Like when Sean Murphy came over to his talk and showed us the pages that he did back when he was young and was just like a huge Image Comics fanboy, and everything was just like super swole guys just jumping with no backgrounds and breaking walls and, panel borders.
He didn't show that to us. He put that on his DeviantArt, and that was really incredible. If you look at like Sean Murphy, he had like such an incredibly fast learning curve. At 17, he was like trying to get this comic published, I think, it was really ugly and really, really bad. And it was like, yeah, really heavily based on like 90s Image Comics. But it was really poorly done. And then he actually went to the same college we did, which is why he ended up doing talks there occasionally. But yeah, it's just like over his course of like 4 years of going to school, he just like metamorphized into this amazing artist, and he only got better from there. Yeah, he had an incredibly fast growth spurt.
Yeah, it's just cool to see some of this stuff in the past.
Yeah.
I don't think I saw his like weird Image fanboy work. I started his oldest work I saw was some college work, I think, and then Off Road.
Yeah, that's something he did like either like at the end of college or just after college. But it's such a huge leap from where he was when he was 17. I don't know. It's buried in his DeviantArt. I don't know if he still has a DeviantArt, but I could try and find it.
I have some stuff on my website. I guess I can show. Yeah, since you guys insist, I'll let myself be tortured for your entertainment. How's that? Why do I do this? Let's see. Well, first of all, here's like some stuff I do for gaming art, so that's a whole other thing. I think this kind of, I don't know, this is like kind of the older style I was using in college. Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of loopy. Doesn't have a lot of structure. I don't really like it.
Oh, I don't think I ever saw those pages.
I don't think I've seen these pages either.
Oh, wait, no,
The pages have been on my website for about 5 years.
I remember this thing. Yeah.
You guys are such good friends.
Bad. They don't look bad, and they actually don't look. You're gonna hate me for saying this. They don't look that different from your current art style, but they don't look bad.
Well, this was me trying to do something on my own while I was working for Marvel. Yeah, but I don't know. It's like at a weird way of drawing. I don't know. I don't like the heads look weird, and it's such old work. Yeah, here's my gross Gwenpool work. Ugh.
Oh wow, I can see all the detail.
Just trying to avoid.
Stop! Yeah, like these are the pages I'm more proud of. Most of the pages are like super simplified, and I don't know. This is like you can see the line quality like isn't like I like to use a kind of graphite line and kind of more brushy, slightly more brushy look, and it's I don't know. It's kind of just working really quickly and. Just like pumping out like a couple pages a day because the deadlines are really short, and I hated this. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't have like the really bad stuff on here. Obviously, I deleted most of the shitty stuff, but I hate my older work. I only keep it on here to let people know that hey, I have a history of working in art.
The thing is just that you'll get that from most artists, even when others are telling them that it's completely fine and they're curious to see it. Everybody says that they hate their own art and start to lose it. It's a shame. It's cool. It's cool to see. I think anybody that likes an artist likes seeing the progression.
You know, that's one of the things you learn in art school is to not introduce your art by insulting it. Because then other people will also start to agree with you. Oh, wait, yeah, you're right. That is bad. And they might not have thought that before.
I don't introduce my current art by insulting it. Hey, you guys heard of this like awesome comic called Fiendish? It's got demons and action and all kinds of fantasy shit. It's kind of badass. You should check it out. You should look at fiendishcomic.com. It's pretty cool. It's got like tons of world building. It's like it's built by a crazy person. It has a whole fucking dictionary and a world map on there. Look, it's in the chat. Wow, it's magical. You should check it out, guys. It's great. See? I can be positive. Oh, this is so much better. I don't like my work. So let's stop talking about it. Yeah, I think most of the altered style is the stuff I was doing for Marvel, you know, Gwenpool and Silk and Squirrel Girl, and it's the really altered stuff was they had me on Marvel Superhero Adventures, which if you know what that is, it is like these chibi books for little kids, like tiny little kids, and they have like a style guide of little kids, ew, and they have a style guide that's literally like this bobblehead style. It's not even really chibi because it's not anime, it's like a bobblehead style. And
no, yeah, but it's like it's the equivalent of the North American style.
Yeah, it's so yeah, and they were, I don't know why they assigned me on this stuff. It's so weird. But they just kept on putting me on it. It was
cute anime faces transfer really well to cutesy Saturday morning things.
It's like just because I can do a style doesn't mean I like it. Like, have you tried putting me on something fantasy? I draw pretty good monsters too, but they don't give a fuck.
Irene was constantly telling people to put her on things that she liked better.
I don't know. I didn't feel like I didn't feel like I had the right to say that because that's the vibe at these bigger companies. It's like the vibe is, you know your place, and like you don't ask for things, you know. I don't know. At least that's the way I felt. Felt really stifling.
Granted, I did not work at Marvel, so I have to take your word for it.
Yeah, I kind of felt like I'll be happy with what you get. They're already giving me pay cuts and stuff towards the end. Yeah, it was weird. I mean, I don't know, it's still nice to have Marvel on your resume. It's not for nothing, but I personally didn't get assigned to anything I enjoyed. Or Silk was okay. I like Silk, but that's about it.
It is a shame because I remember that the one that I had known that you had worked on Marvel from the beginning before I even knew you was that Deadpool comic that I actually really quite liked. I actually bought that one because I liked your pages on that.
The Deadpool one, yeah. I wish they kept me on Deadpool. That's the first thing they put me on Marvel, and it was like, oh, it's gross and gritty, and it's like the Lady Deadpool kissing Headpool, and it's disgusting zombie shit. And I'm like, yeah, this is what they're gonna keep on putting me on. No.
That's a shame. That was fun. I quite liked that.
Oh, Ryan Blue Thunder. 6-gun hardcovers. I don't know that I've been on a 6-gun hardcover, frankly. I did a mini series for the 6-gun, and then I did a kind of a spin-off series called Shadow Roads afterwards.
Let's see.
The 6-gun mini series I did was the trade was called Dust to Death.
Whoa, YouTube's not gonna like those boobs.
Oh my gosh, what was? Oh no, this is terrible. I'm forgetting the name of my
Promote yourself.
I was looking into something else. What's up, honey?
What was the name of the 6-gun miniseries? I was on. This is gonna drive me nuts.
You don't remember the things you.
Oh gosh, I forget. Yeah, it doesn't help that like the miniseries that Ariel worked on was released with Ryan's other miniseries.
Got it. That's what. Yeah, sorry. Oh, it's been a couple years. 6-gun Valley of Death. That was the miniseries I worked on for the 6-gun. It was all about the Native American side characters and like their backstory. It was really fun. And then when it came time for us to do like a spin-off series, got to do Shadow Roads.
Yeah, that
The
was a-
slots? You mean the slot games?
I didn't say slots.
What?
Oh no! I'm reading a chat from Sumothori. These?
Oh,
Yeah,
you
this is
slot machine stuff.
yeah. This is stuff I occasionally do for money. Yeah, fun, right? Honestly, I don't mind this.
Yeah, I mean, some of those assets are fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I remember you doing that one during one of our hangouts at night.
Yeah.
I never
Oh,
saw
wow.
that. The Valkyrie one, though.
Yeah, that was for I work for a casino game company. They never liked the way I did faces though. It was always, oh, it's too cartoony.
Yeah, I mean, they probably want like a very North American looking thing.
Well, they wanted hyper-realism, especially when I was working there, so they just stopped having me do the faces. They just had me do the symbols. So I was like, fine. I'm fine with that. Whatever. Yeah. So. Yep. Someone in the chat, I can't. Let me see. Someone said AC didn't get infected. Yeah, this is why you go on about you wish you finished college, but I am envious of your trajectory that you got to not have to pay for college and you just started working and you didn't have to. I don't know, like you're also like professionally really lucky. You got hooked up with a writer who wrote stuff that really fit your style early on, and just you stuck with this writer team all this time. So like I cannot describe how envious I am of that because
Yeah.
oh my god, what I wouldn't give.
I'm actually going back on since we were talking about what we worked on in the past. I'm going back on the stuff from Shadow Roads, and I have here like the collection of the covers. I'm really happy with all the covers that we did for this book.
Aww.
They're really cool. Obviously, my favorite is your issue 6, but it's because it has vultures in it. And
It's just a good cover.
close-ups of animals are some of my favorite stuff, and it's one of the more, I don't know. The word is not symbolic.
Artsy?
Yeah, like one of the more artsy covers, because you tend to like setting things in like a real space, and I like symbolic things. And
No,
just,
I like symbolic things. I just don't have the imagination to pull it off a lot of the time.
That's why you get advice from me, and that's why we get such a cool cover.
Nobody can see what we're talking
When your
about.
husband tells you how to make this really cool.
Did Frege go to art school? I mean, that's the thing, though. It doesn't fucking matter for what we do. That's why I'm a big proponent of bringing apprenticeships and trade schools back. That shit needs to come back. Because that's the other reason why going to school for comics costs so fucking much. And people like AC had to drop out. Because it's like we're getting grouped in we're paying for, majors like architecture and industrial design and really expensive shit like that. And it's like, well, I don't know. Or it's just we went to SCAD and SCAD is greedy as fuck. So, but our school is expensive. And it's like, shouldn't what you pay for your education be proportionate to the average earnings in your chosen profession? And it's completely not proportionate for most subjects in art. So it's like if apprenticeship systems and trade schools were more common than for like illustration, for fine arts or comics and even production design and film and animation and stuff, people could, just if you want a degree, go to community college, but then you like just hop right out of that, go straight into an apprenticeship and learn all the skills you need, and that you have a career.
Yeah.
I don't understand why that's not how the arts are treated.
I don't know. It might be just the general culture about higher education in the country, but there's also the issue of just that comics is such a niche art form that if people are looking in to get education in specifically comics, like where are you going to find that education? Well, you probably need, like, if you're going to teach it, you probably need the backing of some big college, some big fancy art college or something.
That's why apprenticeships work so well. I mean, you have the Kubert school, but apprenticeships are like the system they have in Japan. I'd love to do that if I had the money to hire apprentices, or I mean, that sounds kind of, I don't know. It's like I've wanted assistants to help me with stuff, but then I don't know if anyone here would be willing to do that, but I like the system they have in Japan of like you start out drawing backgrounds and like background characters for someone else's comic, and they're professional manga assistants where they don't really care if they have their own series. They don't want to have their own series. They just professionally work for, as support for mangaka, like main mangaka.
Yeah, I haven't really put too much thought into it, but that sounds like a much better system.
I like it. I don't know if just because that's what I'm used to, because I come from that, I grew up with that, but it seems like it works.
No, it makes sense. And also, I remember even when we were in SCAD, there was a big talk about how people would like to at least be able to use that system, at least in certain classes or not, to kind of help them out. But I remember having a talk with Schweitzer about it and how there's just a bunch of red tape around that kind of stuff in the US because people have exploited it to take advantage of people with something that's so closed doors as an apprenticeship. So yeah, it's made it very difficult even when professors do want to make classes that are more one-on-one or to take students somewhere. Yeah.
Well, I will say once I started actually taking proper courses in sequential art, I like them. I think, let's see, visual storytelling and that freaking class that murdered everybody, the writing class that like everybody flunked out of, that Sean ran. Yeah. He ran this. It was a grad school level class, and I sat in. I'm glad I didn't take a credit for it because I was just like, I want to learn. It was really hard, and I would have flunked it. That was hard. Most classes were like, I can draw, I can do this. That was the hardest. That's the only like really hard class.
Oh, bummer! I'm kind of sad I missed that one.
Yeah, like I took there was a class called Writing for Comics, and I was so excited about it, and I got into it, and it was just like how to format a script and think about how to
it was very
pace it for comics.
It was very mechanical.
I want to know how to write.
Yeah, that was the undergrad writing class. It's like, okay, a story has a beginning, middle, and end, and this is how you format a script. And I was like, that's not writing. I can learn how to format a script in a day. Teach me to write. Oh, so frustrating. Oh yeah, this is AC's Instagram. Go follow her.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Hey, check out these trading cards. Yeah, look at that. Oh.
I'm trying to be more regular. I'm trying to do something like once a week. I didn't get to it this week. I've had a lot of computer problems and garbage going on.
Yeah, I mean, you literally haven't even been able to use your Photoshop. Even now, after you supposedly got it fixed, it's just crashing.
Yeah. What were we talking about?
Our school
writing classes. We took we sat on a writing class that Chris had taught, and where we read Save the Cat. That was literally the first time I had, like, that just, it blew my mind, where it's like, if you want to learn how to write, try reading books on screenwriting. I'm like, what? That's how it works. Oh my gosh. I've just been stumbling through life not knowing how writing works until it's like, read books on screenwriting. It's just that simple. Oh,
yeah, but that's the closest thing that we as comic artists have to a textbook on how to write for comics, with screenwriting, but it is close, it's helpful.
just like narrative and how story narratives work.
Yeah. I think a lot of what frustrated me about reading screenwriting books was I didn't get, like, they would reference movies, and I'm like, I don't know these movies.
Oh, yeah,
it was so hard for me because I hadn't seen them.
Yeah, like Irene, I'm on the third screenwriting book that I've ever read now, and I've only ever gotten like maybe 20% of the movies they're talking, because they're all like these guys who've worked in Hollywood and they've seen all the Hollywood movies. And they're referencing things from the 50s.
Well,
and they're writing.
Like, you sometimes do talk to people, and like everybody knows these. Like,
Sure.
I know that. Like, again, I also haven't seen or read a lot of these, but to be fair, I talk to people and everybody seems to know these.
That may be the case, but I'm just saying, like, if I only knew 20% of the examples they were giving out, Irene has not, like, you didn't grow up watching U.S. movies.
No, and also I got the sense that those books, screenwriting books, are written for giant film nerds, obviously.
Yeah.
So yeah, you like, I haven't even watched Chinatown. This is, I tried to watch it. It was so slow. No, I tried to watch it. It was like so slow, and I just got bored.
What do you? Oh, wait, that one. I was thinking of. I was getting mixed up with Big Trouble in Little China. No wonder I'm like.
Oh! Oh my gosh!
Oh my god, honey.
They all sound alike, right?
They do sound alike.
Perceived level of culture. Went down in the chat.
Yeah, I haven't watched Chinatown. No.
Yeah, guys, remember that scene where like
in Chinatown,
in Chinatown, where like the bootleg beholder from DMD just starts showing up and just like blowing people's heads up. I love that. Classic movie.
Yeah, I totally know what I'm talking about. I've read all these books and watched all these movies, man.
Oh my god, yeah! See, I tried it. I don't remember what it was about. It's just, I literally don't remember. I just remember it was really slow paced, and it had nothing to do with Chinatown. I was like, oh, cool. I want to see like how they portray American Chinatown. And then there was no Chinatown. So I don't get. Now everybody's gonna make movie quotes that I don't get. That's it. Yeah, Von Starr's amazing quote. It ain't real till the audience feel. Yeah. It ain't real until they. I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's, you want your reader to be invested. Yeah. I don't know. I think you can study the 3-act or 4-act or whatever structure, and there's a lot of ways to structure a story that just works better, and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, it's not a formula, right? It's about, if you have an interesting character and they have an interesting conflict, and you just kind of get in their heads and follow things to the way events will naturally play out, then that's engaging.
I guess that's one way to see it. I've been getting really deep into the craft. Yeah,
you're honestly much more technical than me, it's kind of strikes me as weird sometimes, but I don't know, kind of.
Don't you literally not write scripts?
Oh yeah, okay, fine.
You're more technical than
well, because I'm very organized for an artist, but yeah, I like to have my own structure, so I'm very instinctive with like how I write, how I script things. It's like, oh, this feels right. But yeah, I don't know. I think you'll probably turn out to. I feel like you know what you're doing more because of it. I don't know what I'm doing.
So. I mean, I hope I know what I'm doing.
Guys, I don't know what I'm doing.
I
Yeah.
wish we had comic
Thank
book
you.
stores that actually carried more of Oni Press's stuff around here. I really want to get I want to get the collected volume of our work in Shadow Rose,
Oh,
because
yeah.
we were never able to get it. It was so hard to just get the floppies here because mailing issues just kept happening. We don't even have all the issues of our book because like some got lost in the mail and stuff, and we never did get those volumes. I really want to get at least one like collected volume of Shadow
Yeah.
Rose.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've lost a bunch of volumes and like customs and stuff.
Did we
Hmm.
like also like with COVID and stuff? We have a lot of stockpile issues that we have nowhere to sell them at and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's not like we're needing to stack our house with more issues, but I really want that collected volume. I think we did some really cool work on that book.
Yeah.
And again, just looking at the covers, they're pretty sick. I love this one where we meet it with all the meat hooks and the dead animals hanging, while Izzy
Yeah.
is just looking at this red cross next to her and just reloading. Perfect. You know what? I never told you, honey, but like her looks great on that one.
Oh, thank you.
You did a good job on that. And also just making her just like look angry and like veiny in the eyes, not trying to just make her look pretty when she's stressed out. It looks organic. I really like it. It's a really cool cover.
Well, thank you.
And I had a lot of fun just coloring dead animals. It's awesome.
Oh yeah. Having Nick as my colorist, I'm constantly looking for opportunities to add gore in there. He's so good at it.
Oh yeah, it is. It does compel you to add gore if you're drawing something for Nick to color. Someone asked, Chris asked, does Colombia have VAT import fees? I don't.
It's the customs are complicated, and also the infrastructure for travel is terrible. It's like infamously bad here in Colombia. So sometimes if your packages go from one side to the other, they might get checked multiple times. Sometimes things get lost. Sometimes people just steal part of what's inside your package. And it's very pricey, especially if you're gonna get something from like the US and stuff. Just recently, because of COVID, is that like Amazon actually started trying to make an effort to
Offer free shipping to Colombia.
Yeah, or like some cases where you can do it because they realize like that there's gonna be business, and because and even if people, not everybody's using Amazon and stuff, it's so helpful because the competition from Amazon coming over is forcing our equivalent of eBay or Amazon, which is called Mercado Libre, to step the fuck up because they sucked for so long. Their pages, you can't find anything, and it's so incomprehensive. But now that they have Amazon and eBay to compete with, they're actually polishing up the website and being helpful and offering good rates for things to be delivered and offering more responsibility for when their goddamn shit gets stolen or broken.
Yeah, like there were times when I had just met Nick and I'm like, I want to make this online purchase or something like that. And he's like, what? You're buying something online? Don't do that.
It is against every instinct that we have as Colombians. So like going to the US where it's like everybody just orders everything online. It's just like, no, why would I ever trust anybody to handle my package? It's not gonna get here. You're gonna overcharge me. It's gonna come out broken. They're gonna give me the wrong thing. I can't fight with anybody about it. It's just a bunch of stuff. It took me a while to get used to it, and even then, I'll be hesitant about a bunch of things.
I was gonna say, damn, it sounds like a third world country, but yeah. Hey, everybody, back Fiendish, so we can give these guys more money so they can buy things online or have things shipped from the U.S.
It really is a nice thing that it's. How can I put it? It's like people here are very lazy to optimize, and it is really weird because like I think we've had like this talk with AC before, but like so many things that we would do in the US, like legal papers and stuff, bothered me the hell out because nobody wants to help you, and like even if you ask for help on the place that you're gonna do things, they are legally binded to not answer you because then if you follow that advice and it's wrong, then they're liable. It's like it's so dumb. You can't do anything,
and they're super ambiguous about time frames. Like it takes forever to do things. Like they'll do it. They have a system. They have a system on how to do it. There's very formal applications. Fill out all of these things to do it. It'll be done. And here in Colombia, the internet structure for if a website is done by someone Colombian or by a Colombian company, don't go in there. It's pretty much what we learned to do. They all suck. Something's broken. Half things don't work, or
That's
ask
so
you for things that
fucking
nobody cares.
sad. It
And
just
so-
sounds like everyone's fucking lazy.
They're very lazy with tech stuff. Like I think Colombia has been very
fuck,
slow
man?
on getting on with things. But like if like for example you want to do like some legal shit, but you do it in person, it's so fast. You go there, you get it done. Like Ariel's ID here for Bogota. She went one day, just went there, paid it, same day they printed. It's bullshit that you have to wait more like a week over in the US for this kind of nonsense. 'Cause-
No, you don't.
Mail it to you.
Yeah, like they do that and they're like, oh, we got your application, we'll go over it and it'll take blah 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 to print.
No. They
Send
give
it.
you they print you a temporary driver's license and you have a temporary until they mail you the plastic one.
Oh, I don't know, we never got
Oh,
driver's
right.
license.
Yeah, they did do that, but no, like here they just print it off right away.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, got it. The other thing is like medical stuff is amazing. Like I remember like I've had oh my gosh, all of my teeth problems. Like back like just living here, like oh no, I have like I have something wrong with my tooth. Like I don't know.
Or I was like having a heart attack in the US, just like,
I
oh
was
shit, we have
panicking.
anything happening. Shit, what are we ever gonna do? Like, what if they charge us?
I was panicking so much. Nick is like, don't worry about it. Don't worry. I'll call and make you an appointment. Calls, makes me an appointment. Okay, we got to go today. All right, let's go in the afternoon. We go in the afternoon. They see me. They got taken care of. It cost me $40. So like, I think it was like I had like a cavity or something that they need to take care of or something.
Yeah, well, that's easier to do in smaller countries. Let's not. I think we want to talk about art. I'm sorry.
Right.
The Taiwan's healthcare is also amazing, but that I will save that for another live stream.
Okay, I thought we were just shooting the shit.
Oh well, no, people had questions. Someone.
Oh, okay. Well, what do we get?
Yeah. John F76 asked, "How will technology computer learning change art in the next 20 years? Are iPad-like devices with AI making traditional techniques and learning obsolete?" That's.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think AI is going to make art obsolete. It's one of those things.
I see, like on certain things, like a lot of graphic design. I know that like companies and whatnot will probably want to lean into that because it's faster. You know, you get it done, it's streamlined and all this, and a lot of graphic designers want to optimize that amount of time and just get this done so that you can fit in more contracts at the same time. But like a lot of art, like illustration and like just stuff that kind of leans more for just aesthetics and just self-expression, leans in heavily on being able to develop iconic styles. A lot of artists just like pop because that you identify their style, not even their name. So I really doubt that it'll ever get to that point. It's kind of like that debate that people were having a few years back. It's just like, is digital distributing gonna kill comic book stores? Like, nah, people like having physical comic books.
If you and also like if you look into like the markets of like fine art and like sculpture and stuff, there will always be traditional artists who use traditional tools. There will always be a market for that. There will always be a demand for that. So I'm not worried about like people were worried a few years ago about when Photoshop was getting big about digital art kind of snuffing out the traditional artists, but it hasn't happened and it won't. It's just that it's a tool, and there always will be nice tools out there. But yeah, it's not going to make traditional art and that whole market obsolete.
If anything, I think that it can only help because it's just how back in the day, just any shift in technology, even just like the brush, for painting and stuff like that. Using stencils, like any level up or variety in technology will eventually also be taken with resistance from traditionalists. It's just like, oh, it's watering down the art or like whatever. So I was like, it'll always cycle through that, but eventually, like, people will come to terms with the fact that this is just yet another tool, and people start, you know, both specializing, but also having just more tools to just incorporate into one style and make them, you know, more complex.
I think, yeah, it is. You can't machinize, that's a word, creativity. I think for making something look aesthetic, you can automate that with an AI eventually. I would be more worried if I was like a web designer or a graphic designer.
Yeah.
I think eventually AIs will be powerful enough where you can automate like nice website that's aesthetically pleasing, automatically generate. Nice logo, automatically generate. But for stuff like having a signature style, like what Nick said, and just something like, that involves storytelling, like comics especially, that takes a human,
Yeah, and
and
even then, if technology advances enough to be able to actually automatize some of this stuff, then that'll become the norm. And then I feel like then it'll become a commodity to have an artist actually be able to put the effort to make your stuff pop out. Like, I'm kind of thinking about uh, since we always talk about YouTube and whatnot here. I've seen some channels of like game reviewers and like product reviewers that I like that have actually taken to liking this one particular artist that does all of their assets. But now these channels that used to be distinct now are kind of samey because all of their stuff looks the same. They do their little caricatures of themselves. They make the graphic design of the website. And they all now they're branded under this one artist instead of being branded for their channel. It is super weird. So if you normalize a particular look, it'll have a higher cost to get someone to make a custom experience on that.
yeah,
Premium.
yeah, creativity is human. You're always going to need a human touch for like real art instead of just like basic bitch automated stuff. So no, I'm not super worried. Old Dirty Fatty says they have been saying the AI will replace art since. Yeah, well that's their name. That's their name. Saw me insulting someone. They've been saying AI will replace art since the 80s. The predictions, how jealous.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Just people can be afraid of things, Like, how many people are afraid of losing their jobs because of automation? It's normal, but yeah, I feel a lot more safe in an artistic industry with the progress of automation.
Yeah, I'd be worried mostly. I think I agree with Irene. I'd be mostly worried for like web designers. So I think most of us are pretty safe in that.
And even those cases, I think like with web design and
you do need an artist to like design like templates and stuff a lot of the time.
Yeah, like I feel like one of the things there is just that since your job is so tied to programs and working on their computer stuff, like these people are also constantly having to adapt to learn new programs. What is the industry standard? So I feel like it's a lot easier for them to also adapt and just programs like, oh, well, they might not be asking for a lot of websites to be designed, but I don't know, like this particular kinds of assets that computers can no longer make, like now that's what you're gonna want, and now these new programs are what is making it. So they'll specialize on that and start, putting the price to getting those particular ones and those artists. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I think it's just human nature and that's innovative and just constantly keeps us like pushing for new styles and new flavors and stuff. So I'm really not worried about it in general.
Maybe Human says, unfortunately, that's not the case. A lot of storytelling and even music can be automated these days. TV shows follow the same formula. Yeah, those are not the TV shows and music that'll be remembered 1,000 years from now. So
yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. It's not just producing something. Producing something is not the same as creativity.
Yeah, like they'll, I think sometimes we talk a lot about like this generation or that generation, things have gone to shit. Like quality is down. Like there's always shit everywhere, no matter what time period. Like art, music, cuisine, dialogue. Like it's just there's shit all around. The thing is, that's why you find the good stuff, because it pops to the surface. It stands out. Like it doesn't change the fact that, like, I don't know, like something like a Riverdale series. It's garbage, but it's easily consumable. It doesn't mean that it won't be consumed, but it is clearly perceived as a lower quality product because it doesn't have the artistry of someone that actually like clearly cared.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that if AI does get to the point where it's automating a lot of art, it's going to automate the art that sells, not necessarily the art that has a higher quality. Yeah. So there will always be that market for.
AI will never be able to be at the forefront of innovation.
Yeah.
As far as creativity goes.
Yeah. Its priority is going to be about selling and about just like mass consumption and stuff. And that's where it's going to reside. Whereas like the innovative part and people who are seeking something that's a bit more unique, has a bit more soul to it or whatever, you know, there's always going to be room for humans in that respect.
John F76 clarified it wasn't talking about AI replacing artists, but more as a help in learning how to create, how to develop skills. I think for like basic drawing skills, well, yeah, sure. Yeah, like just it's like taking an online course, you know? You don't necessarily need a teacher there, but so much about art is just practicing, like just drawing shitty art until you're not shitty anymore.
Perhaps.
Or also understanding how much to push yourself, because I think a lot of people did not understand how much what it really meant to work hard on something.
How much time it takes to get good at this shit. Yeah. And I think you mentioned iPads earlier, John F76. I think it's at the end of the day, things like Cintiqs and iPads, they're just a tool. It's like when someone invented oil paints, you know. Yeah, it's just a tool. It's just another conduit. It doesn't change the essence of art.
Yeah, like I think this is what you're talking about here. Like I can't use a quill pen to save my life, or a brush. I'm awful with those, but that's why I use like certain kinds of different pens when I'm working traditionally, or like on a computer I'll use like a program that imitates a quill pen or a brush. And granted, I don't have the skill to actually use it, but the program can help me out with that. But it's still its own thing. Like, it is not actually a replacement. I'm still having to learn how to use the program in order to achieve the effect that I want.
Yeah, I think it
has its own limitations and its own learning curve.
Alice VRB says something very interesting. AI could probably do certain kinds of art. For example, fill in the background in for a comic that takes place somewhere where there's a lot of existing reference art. Yeah. So what's interesting is for my comic, for chapter 1, I was an idiot and I forgot to draw the bleeds into a bunch of the pages. What I was able to do was Photoshop has a smart fill function now. And I just took the finished pages, selected, like expanded the page, selected the space, like merged, flattened everything, selected the gap around the page that was the bleed that wasn't filled in, and it auto-filled. And 99% of the time, it was perfect. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, it's only like a quarter of an inch, but they would extend it, and it would extend like the lines in the right direction, because the program was recognizing, okay, this line that extended through the rest of the image from here. So because if you use a smudge tool, like it takes forever, and then because it would like stamp other parts of your image onto that missing border that matched what was continuing, what the computer recognizes continuing. So that I agree with. That would be very interesting. Yeah, it would be hard if it was an artist with like a very distinctive style, but what if you could have the AI learn the basics of a style and fill in backgrounds for someone? I would love that. I would take that.
So like fill in a lot of the stuff that, you know, as an artist, you kind of have had to learn to get to a certain technical level, but it becomes grunt work. Like, for example, doing flat is like, it's so time consuming and you need to be good at it, because like bad flats are very noticeable. but it's time consuming, and you really feel like you could, to a certain degree, automate it, because you kind of automate your brain for a while when you're doing flat
Yeah.
second. Or like there's a bunch of work that could be done like that. I think there was some talk when Clip Studio about like helping out with flats, because it could kind of do it to a degree.
Yeah, and that's it's helped me out as I've been flatting some of your work. I've been using a lot of tools that I learned on Clip Studio.
Yeah, so like
it works a lot better than old.
I could see that.
Yeah, you just like, these are tools that are just like, I mean, people might see as like, oh, they can make us late, or they can just make us faster and just allow us to make more work and focus on the more of the polishing instead of like the base to get something started.
I agree. I think flatting will eventually get to an AI that could just like flat a page, and yeah, I think it probably won't be like an AI that would just arrive and be able to fill in my backgrounds for me. But if I could feed in a bunch of the pages I've already done and have them learn the way I draw buildings, and combine that with reference images, and then provide the sketch and have the AI fill in the ink work on top, I think we'll eventually be able to get to that. They won't be able to tell that, like, the storytelling is still human, and I don't think they'd be able to do that for characters. But something like filling in backgrounds, yeah, I think so. Honestly, that would be great.
What is that? What is that animation program that I know that like a bunch of animators that test, because it tries to automate things to a very corporate level? I think it's like Toon Boom or something like that. Like everybody just like hates it because it looks like everything is like looks like Family Guy, but it's very user friendly to make something very basic work.
Happy made a video about it like 5 years ago.
I think so. I remember that.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Sorry, what, Irene?
Oh no, I was just asking what you mentioned. Toon Boom. That's what we used in animation.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because like I remember a bunch of animators again a few years back were making we're arguing over the fact that like there's some of the tools on Toon Boom seem to lead towards being very user friendly and make this kind of very simplistic style that a lot of people could use to make just basic animations. And like there was this thread just like, oh yeah, now everybody can animate, like animators will become obsolete or something. It's like, but those tools are soulless unless you really have artistry to be able to make something out of that.
Yeah, even good animators, it's like the, I don't want to get too like metaphysical or something or philosophical about it, but having the program that can fill in your in-betweens and fill in the gaps and like close your lines and stuff, that doesn't make a good animator. Like good animators, you still need to have the raw skills. You still gonna have to. Those are people that even if they just had like fucking pen and paper, they'd be able to animate something great. But yeah, like these programs are an aid, and they're a useful aid. Toon Boom is expensive. Yeah. We mostly used a Storyboard Pro, Toon Boom Storyboard Pro. But yeah.
Let's see. Going back. Let's see.
Yeah. What else did I miss? AI has been in Photoshop for years. It'll always be a tool and never a replacement. Yeah. Just wait and see. We're all here in denial. One day the AI will take over while I'll be out of work.
You guys have been talking a lot.
Keep talking! Confused AC. You've been told by...
Oh, here's the one. What?
Nothing. What were you going to say?
What? Okay. Diego Sir had said, the question is, will AI creation stop being generic after self-awareness? I know you said you don't want to get into metaphysical stuff. My answer to that is, sure, if they get to that point, then what's stopping them?
I know! Like, what's the point of considering that?
Yeah, I think like at that point, like, why would an AI care for art when it becomes self-aware? Like, like the stereotype is always like functionality.
We don't know that landscape.
We don't.
Maybe there would be an interest in it.
Yeah. No, it is very fascinating, But honestly, I don't know the current research on this subject enough to talk about it in like an informed way. But I think this is interesting. Yeah, I haven't super looked into AI for a while, but should look more into it. Who knows?
John F76 said, "Didn't old masters use apprentices to fill in the backgrounds of some of their paintings, similar to what you were mentioning with AI?" I mean, yeah, sure.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, it's a similar process that you would think about, like when you talk about filling in with just being able to get flatters to do the work, because like you don't have the time sometimes to actually fill out the amount of work that you have if you want to handle multiple series. So you have to get people to do their prep work. Yeah.
Later, Peter.
Later. Later, Peter. Thank you for joining. I think, mentioning that basically what the AIs would be replacing are this what used to be the assistants work. That has me thinking that, and this applies to society at large. I would be more concerned about. Well, this is also why AI is something that you can't just drop on the society, even if we have the technology right now, because the economic impacts would be too big. Because essentially, advanced AI, what they would be replacing would be unskilled labor or low skilled labor, and that is most of the world's population. So it's just AI would be. It would just be all these people would be out of work, and you just have like a global disaster. That it wouldn't be feasible to replace that much of labor with automation until basically the global education level and skill level is much higher. So I think it'll happen. We'll have, Star Trek future and all, but it won't be anytime soon. It would be cool though.
I didn't know that they were actually making a comic book version of Agretsuko.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I quite like that series. It was a very easy, just like fun little office slice of life to just have on the side. Seems like a very easy thing to make into a comic book series. I like that.
That's interesting. Look at that. Replicant says, I'm less concerned about. I like that this is coming from somebody named Replicant. I'm less concerned about AI generated art. I'm more concerned about audiences becoming less and less discerning as younger generations grow up with Disney like stuff and things of substance becoming lost.
When you talk to just like average people and then talking about how much they like those like Disney reboots, I'm like, it really it kind of throws me into a spiral. It's like, oh my god, does artistry just not matter? In the long, like, nobody cares if this was seen as consumable and millions. Like, what is the point of caring? What is the point of trying?
I am not worried. I think that younger generations will always pull through. At least some people of the younger generation. There will always be like people who are counterculture or whatever who will stop the train from going off the tracks and stuff.
Well, yeah, sure, but like like I think for a lot of people, looking at stuff like Disney was always kind of like this beacon of hope of that. It's a big company. It's something that is on everybody's eyes, and the level of artistry and care that was put into all of these projects is something that I think a lot of kids were inspired to actually even pursue artistic careers. So to think that this figurehead is just producing just regurgitated crap, but it's still being touted as a height of industry by general audiences is demoralizing.
Hey, so we're gonna go see Encanto with your family, right? Because it's made in Colombia. It's about Colombia, right?
So, same thing. Made about Colombia. Right? Same thing, right, honey? Right? I've been looking more into the things into that movie, and I've actually been liking what I've been seeing about it more. The original trailer, again, much like with Dune, was not selling me on it because it seems so vacuous, and I hate how the main character just looks like another Moana, just like this uppity, just carefree. I want more pretty girl that just has the same smile, the same tone for comedy. I was really disliking it, but
looking at the other characters, I thought it actually made me more hopeful for it. And the music is pretty nice.
I disagree
it's
with
not
you.
It's not like Coco.
I think it's worse.
Oh, really?
I do not like what I've seen so far.
Oh, that's a bummer.
You've shown me what you like about it. I'm like, nope.
That's fine, honey. You don't have to flinch, but while telling me what you like and dislike.
Maybe I do.
Okay.
Don't judge it. I'm saying, yeah. Diego Sir says, I'm into music production. AI is used in assisting tools that save time on routine processes. Yeah. I think it'll be the same with most things.
That's helpful.
Mm.
Yeah, no, I think that oh gosh, you know what really depressed me is finding out about all these like live action Disney movies. People our age are taking their kids to go see. I'm like, I thought our age was the generation that kind of grew up, knew better. But
No. What? Yeah, our generation, millennials.
So, honey, how does that make it any better? If you started watching the Flintstones and Tom and Jerry, but you still got to see like better movies later on, like why would that make you less discerning that someone that grew up with higher quality animation?
We grew up on like the Disney Renaissance. Like we would have like better taste. Like we know what's good. And then seeing all these like Disney remakes come out, I was hoping that our generation would be like, nah, that's not like what I grew up with.
Well, no, that's
any generation that was exposed to it be able to discern that just as well.
Yeah, I guess that's.
I think they recognize that is good, but they were never taught how to achieve that because of flaws in the education system that I think we've been over. But
the education system.
It really is. I fucking hate modern education. I think it's very flawed, and we'd fix so many things if I have a lot of opinions about education.
I don't know that people giving money to Disney for the crappy remakes they're doing is the fault of the education system.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that because I think it's also a special chat was saying that why do people who grew up on the golden age of Disney, they create shit right now? Well, I think it's because they know they want to. They make like why are all the people creating these like cheap remakes, like the live action remakes of Disney and pumping out all these things? Why they grew up on the golden age, so why can't they create that? Well, just because you grew up on it doesn't mean you were necessarily taught how, like, you saw it and they recognize this is great. But I think there were a lot of other environmental factors that prevented people from, kind of developing a creative potential. And they're just making these like regurgitated, rip-off, cheap, surface level things. Like, this is a participation trophy generation, right? They weren't taught how to make things based on merit. So just because they recognize that, well, Lion King was great doesn't mean they're going to know how to get to the point where they can make something original that's just as good, is what I mean.
Well, like my argument was never about whether or not it could be created by the artist behind it, but I feel like Disney as in general has just veered their company to rely on old properties and reruns. But at least in my mind, I always felt like they have a bunch of people coming in and out, just people that were inspired, like great artists. And you even see them online. It was like, I feel like the artistry is there, but the company doesn't need to try, and they know that is the problem. They know that they can just rely on making these things and channel all of this talent and artistry into just making crap. Because I don't think anybody, or I don't want to generalize, I guess. Like, I don't think most people really want to just create hackney shit that just goes over things. Like, especially artists, like, everybody has their own, like, stories that they want to tell or characters that they want to use. And it's a company that makes the decision to do this stuff.
Disney phoning it in and being ultra corporatized is definitely an issue, but I think there's something more to it because, well, I think just there are people who are good artists, as in they draw really well, but that's not what we're talking about here. When these people create something original, when they have the creative freedom to not just do what Disney is telling them to do, they so a lot. I don't mean to like generalize a whole generation, right? Obviously, there are amazing storytellers in every generation, but I also see a lot of like an excess of phoning it in, and it makes stuff like Hard Guardian Spice. It's like, how did that happen? These people were raised on Disney? Okay. Yeah.
I don't know, that feels
Just
like
just because
isn't that just kind of like digging at the bottom of the barrel? That thing is the laughing stock of everybody.
is it? It's so highly promoted, and that's
It was
what
very-
like that's what the corporate entertainment is telling us we should like.
No. I mean, that thing was brought up, but if you remember, there was a big silence after that thing was first teased because their trailers just hit everybody so bad that they were just going to be review bombed by everybody. It just went completely silent, and it had been apparently, from what it's been told, it was done for a good while, but they were waiting for the heat to die down to just be able to release that and get some money out of their investment. But everybody that shows that thing online is just mocking it. It's just full of animation mistakes. It tries to promote itself to people that like anime, and also like it touts as being like mature or something.
Yeah,
Like,
everyone mocked it. Yeah, but this is
the audience that is trying to go for detests this thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know of anybody that really has. I haven't seen anybody actually defend this thing aside from people that worked on it.
Yeah, I heard from like their target audience. Not that I'm quite sure who their target.
I don't know either. Their target audience are adults who act like children. You're right. I brought up an exaggeratedly bad example to make a point, but I am, as you've been talking, I've been trying to think of something created by an American around our age that is something I would call a masterpiece in the past few years, and I am blanking.
Like a story or
What do you mean?
Like where are the Dark Knights of our generation? Where are the V for Vendettas, the Watchmen?
Yeah, but like they those are made by older folks.
No, what is the comparable thing that is being created right now in any medium, not just comics?
I don't know that I've checked the age of the things that I've read or watched, but those tend to be made by older folks, regardless.
I kind of like, I think when something just really amazingly gut-punchingly good comes out, and I'm trying to think of, I kind of generally know the ages of creators, and I kind of pay attention because I worry about, well, the masters who are really creating like industry changing work. They're aging masters, and I'm wondering where the younger people who are doing this, who are supposed to take up that mantle, are.
Well, yeah, but you can't really.
That's such a weird way of being able to judge that, though, because like expecting something to be lauded or hold up to being a what do you call it, a genre-defying masterwork or something. It's like most of the time these things are valued, in hindsight, but not at the moment.
I disagree. I think I just realized I can think of examples. It's in anime and manga. It's not in America. And I see in European work, some Latin American work, it's really heartfelt, really good, great storytelling. I don't see it coming out of, I'm specifically talking about America. So
let's see. Yeah, I don't know, because I feel like we're still on the young side to make something that to actually have something that makes a lot of waves. Our generation is, but even then, like I don't know how old that creator was who did like Has Been Hotel. Like that was pretty good, and I think that person is our generation.
Attack on Titan creator was 27 when he started writing Attack on Titan.
Well, I mean, you want specifically U.S. examples because you blame the U.S. and don't think that this stuff applies to other countries.
No,
So-
I think it applies, but I'm just personally invested in like the state of my own country.
I don't want to generalize people. I feel like we're still a bit too young, and if you're asking like, where are the people who will become the next the next superstars? It's like, well, they're not. They're still a bit on the young side, but so you probably haven't seen them. I feel like maybe give us some more time.
That's a fair argument, but I think I feel like I think you would know. Like it probably wouldn't be world famous, and people who aren't directly fans of comics, yeah, you take a few decades for it to get known. But I think the success of anime and manga would say otherwise. You know, I think there's something wrong with like our entertainment, where our entire entertainment industry that doesn't promote creativity anymore.
I don't know. I don't know if I can really weigh in on that. Like, I don't know. I feel like I said, I feel like one example that comes to mind is the girl who did the Has-Been Hotel.
I shouldn't say creativity. I'd say just more, you know, meritocracy. That's a poisonous word now. Can't say
There are
that.
ways to run.
Yeah.
I've seen some incredible artists and stuff who are our age, but I haven't read things by people who are our age, really. So.
Yeah, there are a lot of amazing illustrators our age. That definitely. I'm thinking about like stories though. But yeah, maybe we just need to, you know, wait and give it some more time. No, there are so many amazing illustrators, just like people who are good at drawing. That's there's no doubt about that. It's kind of a little depressing, you know. It's like a 12-year-old from Russia is painting masterpieces on ArtStation, and you don't know what you're doing with your life. But yeah.
Yes, to prodigies, 12-year-old prodigies. Oh no.
Norn Turbo says they're out there. They're just indie. I don't care where they are. I just want to see them. But you know, it's someone else made the point. It's a cycle. That's just normal with Hollywood cycle. The 70s, 80s creator explosion came out of the censorship of the 60s. Yeah, I think there is a cycle. I hope that's what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, sorry guys, with that example about some Russian prodigy making masterpieces or something, I was reminded because I had seen a YouTube video that I recommended you guys I think like a month or so over on the group chat that I thought was pretty interesting. If anybody has already seen it or kind of knows about it, The Overcoat, which is a Russian animated film that has been in the works for over 40 years by this couple of really amazing animators that they use this very weird style that they developed to work on it, and they've gone through all of these problems to do it, and they, as a whole, they seem to just like be married to the idea to finish it, to like work on this thing, but have been working on it for so long that they kind of have to come to peace that they might die before they complete it. But it's just like it's touted as this masterpiece that maybe will never be finished, kind of like Thief and the Cobbler, and it's like really cool to look at things that they've done. If you guys ever want to check it out. The Overcoat by animator Yuri Norstein, who's been working on it since 1981 alongside his wife.
You say Yuri with a Colombian accent. It's Y-U-R-I Norstein.
Oh, Yuri.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, check it out. Norstein? I'm sorry. No, I don't mean to make it gloomy. It was a thought process. Yeah.
Oh, if you guys haven't seen The Thief and the Cobbler, you should see that too.
Which version? So
The uncut. I think it's called
Uncobbled.
Uncobbled.
Something like that.
Yeah, the uncobbled cut. I think. Yeah, but look it up. Look it up. It's also an unfinished film, and it's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen.
Cool. Yeah. Everyone check that out. Chris, as much as it sucks, I think this book craze is going to be fantastic for creativity. Not at this moment, but in the reaction towards it. I think there already is, I think that's what the indies are. Like, look at, I mean, everyone in chat knows this because I'm not depressed, Ryan. I'm not. I'm sorry if I brought the chat down, but I was just seriously trying to I was trying to make a point and saying that the mainstream is,
People
not.
People don't have to be talking about just cheery topics all the time.
But no, I'm not depressed about it because I have a lot of hope for art and what we're doing, but I agree it's in the indies. I'm talking about like, Hollywood and where the old guard of art and entertainment was. That's not where they no longer have sort of they're not the sole holders of how do you put it? Like the sole directors of culture, or the people who understand art and creativity. Yeah, it's not. I'm brain farting on the words. I've had a couple of beers, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, you're carrying through your thoughts.
Yeah. So thank you for allow me to talk like an idiot. But yeah, no, and Mikra, I think we're already seeing the pushback against it, and it's a cycle. I agree. So don't be depressed, guys. That's what we're here for. That's why we're here promoting indie comics, and that's why this scene is awesome, and you guys are awesome. Yeah.
Even when disagreeing on these points, I think is the healthiest thing is to be able to actually have the discourse about what people think about the current direction of art and stuff, because that is is the same thing that I'm thinking about. Like without that discussion and talking about quality and different perspectives on that, it creates the impression for other people that this stuff is art. This is people trying because it has a bunch of CG textures and Simba now is in 3D. Now like that's better somehow, So I was like, yeah, like having that discourse and just talking about it, be it good or bad, I think is what keeps it healthy, so that there's the different perspectives are being able to actually mingle together.
It's sunny. Be happy. There's hope. There's hope.
Irene is squealing. Happy now.
Yes, that's what the chat wants, right? I don't even know what they mean by squealing. I just have a high voice.
Oh, doesn't know chat.
I don't know.
She says she doesn't know.
Stop! Stop it!
Some crazy guy just like records and starts playing Irene squealing in background, just like reading all of these messages.
You're gonna get super chats just to squeal. Sorry.
Oh well, let me get monetized first. I will do it if I get monetized. I don't care. How's this capitalism go? Rami says, "Hello, Rini. I'm a fan of your work. Greetings from Argentina. Oh, that's so awesome. Hello, greetings. Oh, that's so awesome. Hi. Yeah." Thanks for joining us. We're having philosophical discussions about art and creativity, but I think we're moving on somewhat because it was apparently bringing the room down.
Are we?
No, we're not. Indies aren't. We're just going to be positive about it from now on because there's hope, and it is in what we're doing right here. Yeah. Hey, back Fiendish. And back Untitled Chronicles. That's still up.
More people can just talk things with different tones, and it's fine. Not like we're making some kind of a show for kids jingling keys.
Nick is very upset that people thought we're bringing the room down. No, it's just a comment. Oh my gosh. Now I get it though. Like, well, people want to have hope, right? And especially with what we're doing, because we're the indies, and it's already really hard to promote any of these books that either we're making or we're a fan of, and we come to these streams for some positivity. So I understand. So I want to be clear. I'm not like blackpilled on any of this. I'm just pointing out that the mainstream ain't all that. That's what I'm saying. Which is true. Indies are the mammals that survive and thrive after the extinction of the mainstream dinosaurs. And that's the thing. I don't wish ill to Hollywood or the big comic companies. I don't wish. Yeah, because I want more comics and more good stories, and I wish they were the bastions of storytelling that they once were. So I want everyone to. I want the tide to raise all boats, but maybe they need to push, right? Maybe they need to push from competition, and I am fine with that.
Oh, speaking of competition, I remember I was seeing the trailers for this other animated movie. It's like kids that like get these little robots that are like personalized or like cell phones or something. But the whole thing is that it's the first movie that's coming out. It's from a new animation studio. So I might not dig the topic because it's really not for my generation either. Just like defining yourself through these devices and like friendship and all this and whatnot. But the animation style looks really nice. It looks very I don't know. It looks competitive for being a new company. I'm kind of interested to see what else how that comes out and what else comes out from this new studio, because having a new studio that is not fucking Illumination can only be helpful to just create a more varied ecosystem there and not rely too much on the ones that are already pre-established.
Do you know who did the League of Legends movie that just came out?
Is that a movie? I think it's a series.
A series?
I
It's a movie.
think it's a series. Irene, do you know?
I don't know. No, it's a series. Yeah, and I heard it was really good.
Yeah, people keep saying that. I keep hearing about that. So
It looks pretty too.
yeah,
Yeah.
I can't say I'm interested just because it handles with that property. But
I don't know anything.
I have zero interest in League of Legends.
Yeah.
Actually, I've heard things about it that make me not actively want to avoid it. But
same here. But I don't want to shit talk a game that I haven't played personally. But yeah,
It looks
Yeah.
pretty.
it looks pretty, and I've seen a lot of ads for it.
and I've heard from people who YouTube reviews and stuff, which generally have similar tastes to me, that it's actually good. So I am open to trying it out. Whenever the fuck that happens, which is not going to be anytime soon because I'm way too busy. I have so much to do. Oh my gosh. See, Arcane is a series by Netflix by a French studio. There's so much stuff out there to check out. I gotta check out Wheel of Time as well.
Ooh, I like hearing that there are studios outside of the U.S. working on things, making pretty stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, you know
I
what?
love seeing that too.
I'm looking through pictures because I'm trying to like, what is this new animation studio? And I forget. Oh gosh, I was so disappointed seeing that that CG Ghibli quasi movie. Like it was so short. I forget. But it's like some Earwig and the Witch. Like I like the character design of the character, but oh geez, that was a shame to see how weak the reception for this was.
Oh yeah, that was. I wish that never happened.
Look, a little rubbery.
Yup. That you didn't need to do that, Ghibli. What has happened?
I mean, I can understand trying to adapt to the times and using these new tools. We were talking about that earlier, but yeah, having released this as it is, this this small, this rough, and this unfinished, even the story feels just like it's barely there.
Well, you can adapt to the times, but you also need to know how to adapt. What are your fortes and whether you have the right people to do it and all those other things. And yeah. What am I drinking? Are you talking to me or Nick? Because Nick's
Well,
also
it says
drinking.
bro, so maybe not you.
Oh,
I don't know.
You guys were asking me. This is Malta. This is it's fermented whey. It's kind of like how you guys drink
It's
beer.
a malt.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you. It's a malt, so it's just non-alcoholic. It's a drink that everybody has around here. It's very common. But I remember going to when I was living in other Latin American countries that I would take it to school, and a lot of the professors were like losing their heads because they thought like a 12-year-old was drinking beer in public.
Because it's all foamy.
Yeah, it's basically beer, but not alcoholic. And even the bottles look the same. We have glass bottles for it. The labels look like beer, but it's just like everybody here knows it's Malta. So I remember having a few people freak out over it.
Yes, he is talking to Nick. I don't know. It was just
See,
I have friends who call me bro, so
Yeah. Geez, Geek Hasu does just you actually just pushed back Irene on the level of friendship that she thought she had with you guys.
I'm so hurt. I'm never gonna recover from this. Do you
only
see?
a super chat can fix the hole in your friendship.
Yeah, everybody email YouTube and ask them why I'm not monetized yet.
Have to get that super chat going for her to ever respond to you guys.
Yeah, it's the only way I will recover. My fragile little heart is shattered. Don Regal says, follow John Malin's wisdom. Do you want to be good at drawing or do you want to be good at gaming? Yeah, this is why I don't watch shit. This is why I have no life. I don't own a console. I don't have a TV. I don't watch any TV shows. I occasionally watch The Mandalorian because I went to my friend's house and watched it. But yeah. It's what it's art takes a lot of time, but it's worth it, and I don't like to it sounds like I'm complaining because when I start talking about just how much fucking time it takes to do art, especially as a freelancer, and you're basically doing like 50 jobs all by yourself, but it makes me happy and it's worth it, and I would never complain about it.
Hey guys, while we're on the topic of animated movies, is just scrolling through a bunch of stuff. Klaus was a really good one. I know it's like definitely very, like kids and Christmas stuff, but that was a cute movie.
Yeah, but it's beautiful, and I usually don't like a lot of these feel good movies because it seems like there's a lot of time wasting and just vacuous stuff in the middle to just kind of fill it out, but like that was engaging all the way through. It was charming. Oh gosh, and the visuals, so beautiful. Every character design, I really liked it. Also, some of the background characters, like that big fat girl that like wanted to get married or something. Yeah, I remember her because of her big silhouette. But you only get to see her a few times.
That's a good movie. Oh yeah, and it's Christmas time.
Oh, like the drug dealing kids and like about the toys. Those funny jokes. Yeah, because the joke was like he was like handling the whole like giving the toys like he was a drug dealer. He was like, hey kid, looking for the good stuff.
I gotta watch that. I downloaded all the character designs and backgrounds, and I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah,
it is very cute. I remember I felt similarly when I saw the movie Arthur Christmas. Like visually, I thought it was like, oh, it looked a lot more generic, but then it sounds like, oh, it's really sweet, and I think it was very well done. Obviously, Klaus, it's it's a whole different level of just how pretty the visuals are, but it's like a nice feel good Christmas movie that is not just jingling keys for kids. But those were great. I really liked them.
You're really selling it. Yeah. I gotta watch it. Klaus is an animated movie. You should Google it. It looks really cool.
It's about Christmas too. You should watch it.
Oh
Or
right, yeah,
Christmas time.
it's December, right?
It is December.
I
at this
forget
time.
what time it's what they were.
Sibling Vaughn, I don't know what Daily Bump means, but thanks for joining us. And see you soon. I'm not gonna speculate.
Have a good night.
Yep, have a good night. Day, night. Hi, Devil Flyer.
Klaus is pretty good. I wouldn't say it's like an excellent movie. I would say like there's certain things that kind of irk me about it, but like
It's charming.
it is
point.
very charming. Yeah,
You know,
it's
it's
definitely worth watching.
like you're not watching it and like for like I a lot of people talk about Up the movie, like especially during when it came out, just like everybody talks about how heartfelt it was. Like I like the beginning. Everything else is a snore fest through that whole thing because it just relies on the emotional heart of that one moment, and then just figure out how do we stretch this to something that we can put in a theater.
Yeah,
Like through Klaus, you're not rolling your eyes like so many times on these like kids movies. You just think, okay, well this is filler that they felt that they had to put in here. Like sometimes songs that don't even tell you anything about the story or engage with it. It's for a playlist pretty much. You know?
Are there any songs in? I don't think.
No. Not saying that it has, but like I'm generalizing that like a lot of like animated projects have that where they just shove in music for the heck of it. It's like this adds nothing. But yeah, so it's like, Klaus, you don't roll your eyes at any point. It's just charming. It's not a perfect movie, but it's really well done and it clearly has passion. There's no cynical moment and there's like, oh, this looks manufactured.
That's good to hear. And Eric, Klaus is not based off of the Klaus comic that Boom published because I did actually. I got like
different.
Yeah, totally different. The Boom comic is like I like the art. I had no idea what it was about, but I bought like the giant artist edition of it, where it's just the inks and the lead and the speech bubbles, but it's like the pages printed at 11x17 size. Good art. But yeah, no, I googled the Klaus movie and pulled it up. See, it's a totally different thing. Super cute style. I downloaded the character sheets, but I never watched it.
Yeah, and for anyone who's not familiar with it, it's like supposed to. The intention with the art direction was for it to be like a blend of 2D and 3D animation. And they did it very seamlessly. It has a very unique look to it. It looks gorgeous, and I'm hoping that people try that more often going forward.
Yeah, like I remember there was some videos talking about how hard it was to actually pull this off because it is like you're essentially hand drawing everything and then working on top of it again. So that's already a time-consuming process, but it's just it came out pretty good.
It really paid off.
And we've known about it for so long, but it took us a long time to just sit down and watch it because it's a movie that you really want to sit down and look at.
Yeah,
we're used to at least I'm used to things that are just like, this looks funny, and I think I can care to look over at it like half of the time or something when I'm working.
Yeah.
Look at the little Sami kids. All I know is they have. I know the character. You have like the postman, the big Santa looking one, and the cute little Sami kids.
I was gonna say like, of course, like this movie is full of like grungy, evil-looking street urchins, but of course, I mean, stuff like the cutesy little angelic.
Cuties. Look, and that style looks so good too. Just like
times like this it's so funny that how much you complain about having gotten cast to do like typecast to do YA stuff, but then you're like, oh look, it's so cute.
I like cute things, but it's not the only thing I want to do.
I know.
I like drawing cute things in bloody, gory situations. Give me a baby murdering a monster. See? Okay. Simple. Okay. Duh! All right. I think Sami, yes. Sami natives of Finland. Thank you for clarifying that. Check out Klaus, everybody. I should check that out too. Yeah. I think it's about time we wrap this up.
Oh, all right.
I'm getting hungry. Also, it's been like 2 hours and 40 minutes of shooting the shit. As much as I'm enjoying this. I have to draw. Unless you guys want to like chat, unless you want to sit around and watch me chicken scratch illegible pencils for a few hours.
I mean, Irene, that probably sounds good to a lot of folks.
Oh my god, no, the pencils. I mean, I can show you you know what? Let me show her just for the 20 odd people who stuck around all this fucking time. I'm gonna show you a tiny yeah, you guys ready for this? I'll show you a tiny sneak peek of what chapter 2 looks like right now, okay? Alright? You guys ready for this? Yeah, I mean the lettering is gonna be so small you won't be able to see it anyways. So, hold on. I haven't even shown AC and Nick this because I've been working on it forever. Yeah, so special. Fucking, where's my page?
Hey, folks.
Hey.
Right.
Yes. Sneaky peeky. Oh, yeah. What should I show? Okay, so this is the first page. I'm not going to show any lettered pages. So, yeah, the first few pages are done, but
these are not pencils. You said you're going to show pencils.
Okay.
Chicken scratches or something.
This I could go.
So many letters.
Yeah. Okay. So I've shown this before, but for anyone who doesn't know, this is how I script because I don't actually write a script. I write like a summary. I have the whole story kind of just jotted out in like a summary. It's a huge document, and I'm always moving things around. But yeah, I go from that to this, and I letter before I ink. Yeah, so this is, huh?
You should always letter before you ink.
You should, though, honestly, but a lot of people don't. Well, you should have your speech bubbles, but it's honestly better to just letter so you know exactly like where the text is and if it fits. Because people have said that the lettering for chapter 1 of Fiendish is good, and it's like because I put it in, I made sure it fit before I inked anything. And also, you had to make sure it flows the page and shit. But so these pencils are mostly done. Yeah, this I can go straight to inks because it's it's not that complicated. I know how these characters look, but a lot of other pages I have to do a lot more work. Yeah, look, this is what I'm trying to work out. Look, these pages here, like this. This is the fight scene, so that's not that hard. But what I've been working on is I have this talking scene between Iskall and Yomi. And I'm not kidding, this is the 5th redo I've done of it. Because I'm like, I changed something in a story, I changed a major thing about Iskall, so I had to change the dialogue. And then I changed the way Yomi was approaching the conversation. It's very nuanced, and I'm like, I have to have it just right. And then I realized that I was kind of being redundant because originally chapter 2 was 2 chapters. Original chapter 2, this book, I combined what was original chapter 2 and chapter 3. So I realized that the dialogue I originally had planned for Yomi was redundant because it's supposed to be she was reiterating something that she had already said in chapter 2 and she reiterated in chapter 3. But then I finished roughing out the whole chapter. I decided to combine them so chapter 2 would be longer, and then I realized that it doesn't read right. It feels like I have like a break, and then it clearly feels like there's 2 sections to this book. So I had to finagle a lot of things and change where the climax of the story was, and kind of not have Yomi say the same things over and over again. So that's what I've been working on. And talking scenes are a pain in the ass. So, and tips for people doing comics, at least this is the way I do it. I always do the talking scenes first because you want to make sure, like, boarding out talking scenes are the hardest because, like, how do you frame things and make sure the dialogue fits and everything, and because that is more set in stone. Like having character interactions and like Those scenes, honestly, those are the important scenes, because fight scenes are cool and flashy, but they're really flexible. So finish your talking scenes first, and then, well, at least this is what I do. I finish my talking scenes first, and then I go in and I do the fight scenes and the action stuff. Yeah, that's more flexible, and it's easy to like take out pages or combine pages if I have to, work, like make sure a page turn is eventually there. So generally speaking, some fight scenes are very nuanced, and so anyhow, this is what I'm working on now, and this page I think I'm going to scrap. I'm going to change the paneling at the end here. Too many spoilers. Here's
spoilers, dude. You're like basically showing all of your dialogue. You gotta watch out with that.
No, I'm not. They can't see it on YouTube anyway, it's so small. I'm not gonna show. Yeah, I'm not gonna show this the ending.
You guys worry too much. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's tiny on YouTube anyways.
I also like when I go to a comic store, I like looking at it. That doesn't say that I'm not gonna buy it.
No, I mean, I don't think seeing this would make people not want to buy the book. Well, at least there is proof that, look, this is the work getting done. But here are a couple. I have to finish these 2 pages. I want to finish for like the promotion for this fight scene is really cool. I want to get this scene done so I can for the promotion of chapter 2. I'm pretty proud of how this turned out. So. Anyhow, yeah. Ooh, I can't show that. Not gonna show that. Not gonna show that. I think that's it. Yeah, what should I show? Oh, I can show this. This is really easy. Rather, I gotten so used to doing environments, dude. It's like, oh, mountains, done. It's so great. I struggled so much with it in chapter 1. Now I'm just like, I know how the fuck trees look.
after
this is
both of just mountains.
Yeah. Oh my god, I struggled so much in chapter 1 because like most of the work I've done before that was buildings, because especially working for Marvel, it was all like New York buildings, and I hadn't drawn that many organic environments before, and I was like ripping my hair out through all of chapter 1, but now I'm like, I can fart out a mountain in my sleep. Watch me go. Oh, thank you, Norin. I hope so. I'm really proud of it. I think at first I was worried because I was like, it's not as flashy in some ways as chapter 1, but then I kind of stepped back and there's a pretty cool fight scene in here, and I think this is the character work chapter, and from now on, this is when we really get into, well, this is chapter 2 is there's the plot, obviously the plot advances, but it's mostly getting to know the characters, right? It's like figuring out who the characters are and like how they come to make their decisions and why they decided, what their goals are and why they decide to travel together. And there's like a hints at the larger mystery, but most of chapter 2 is character work, and then chapter 3 is plot. And I because I know I'm doing an action comic, I try to have like action in every single chapter. So that's not, I feel like I need to stop worrying about that, like worrying about I have to make everything flashy all the time, because that's not the only thing that, there's more to it's not the only thing people look for. I think, my audience is not stupid. They'll be happy if it's just like interesting character dialogue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dialogue scenes are severely underrated. Yeah.
I agree. They're hard and they're important.
They're like my favorite scenes to do.
No,
it's not because they're easier.
Yeah, but it's understandable, especially for someone that is like actually, getting their first actually written story out to the public. It's easy to be insecure about it. Most of the first issue is mostly action, so
that's usually a good choice.
Yeah. So I'm just saying it's normal to be insecure about it. You're actually delving into an issue that has more world building and actual character and dialogue scenes.
Yeah, I was worried about it, but I think it'll be okay. I think. I don't know. I'll take a nap and then I'll be like, oh no, crippling self-doubt.
This probably will happen, and everything you guys see will be completely different, given enough time.
What's in the motivation folder? That's a weight loss. So that's like that's like memes about get up and go on the treadmill and shit. I don't even know why it's there. I didn't pin it. I have like a motivation folder, then I have an inspiration folder. I just keep like a bunch of, art that I really admire at the moment, like about 20 pieces, and I just keep it on my screen sometimes if I need a kick. So yeah. I don't know. I'm weird.
Really? I think that's normal.
Yeah. Because I download like everything. I download like half of the internet. Like I have a gigantic image folder, and I have my reference folder for Fiendish is absolutely insane. It's like several gigabytes, but I like to keep a folder of art that I currently really admire and have it on the screen. Like every morning I'm like, I wish I could do that. Let's go. Goblin Dish crossover. Replicant says the Goblin Dish crossover with Dan took me by surprise. I love that. I love that name.
Too.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Yeah. That's awesome. My hunk folder now. Okay, don't get greedy now. We're gonna have to. I think we're running out of time. I think we're gonna have to come back some other time for that. All right. Chat, you know me way too well. I mean, what? I don't have a hunk folder. Ask Frago about dialogue scenes. He can squeeze word balloons in impressive areas. Ooh, okay. It's all right. I don't know what you mean by that, but cool. No, of course you do. Yeah, it's like a vision board. There you go. So yeah, there you guys go. There's your exclusive sneak peek at the FIENDISH chapter 2. This is why I haven't been posting stuff, because this is all like super rough. But dude, this is where the meat of the work is,
Yeah, and especially when it's such a big chapter. You have you tend to do it in stages. So like your thumbnails will be stage 1, and then your pencils will be stage 2, which with so many pages to get through, it just makes the process feel a bit even longer before you actually have something pretty and inked to show a lot of the time.
Yeah. It's honestly like inking and penciling and inking. That stuff is, it's a challenge. It's fun, and it's its own challenge. But the hardest part is the layouts and the storytelling. So, yeah, and I want to get it right. That's why I'm taking a while. So yeah, all right. Let's wrap it up because I need food. Maybe. And another beer. I don't have a problem. Where can everyone find you guys?
Thanks, by the way, for sharing my Instagram there.
Yeah. Hey, everybody go follow AC. Go follow her. Make her post more.
It's you can search for me. Is the easiest way at AC Zamudio on Instagram and on Twitter. How about you, babe?
And you guys can find me as Ink Imp or Ink Imp Nick online on Instagram, Facebook. I guess I'm on Twitter. And I can be contacted at inkimpcontact@gmail.com.
Cool. And you can find me at Rainy Draws everywhere. As usual, I have also an Instagram. Rainy Draws is everywhere. Instagram, Twitter. I do have a Patreon, which I am posting stuff to again, and I promise I'll continue to post stuff because now that I'm actually making progress on chapter 2 inks. Yeah. And also YouTube, obviously, because you're watching this on YouTube. Subscribe and hit like and comment. Let me know what I don't know what other topics you want me to talk about, I guess. I feel like I need more video ideas or yeah, just comment and like and subscribe and share all this stuff and tell YouTube that they should monetize me because this is very frustrating.
Asking for topics of conversation might actually be helpful.
Yeah, I think
worked well in the past.
Yeah. I think I usually just like try to come up with something, especially when we have a guest, but I think, I want to hear what the chat wants us to talk about. And that's what like we kind of do here. We just kind of bounce off of what the chat wants or wants to hear or what their questions. But yeah, I'm willing to do videos based on like audience suggestions. So that would be great. So thank you all for joining me. And next week,
kind words, everybody.
yeah, y'all are awesome. Best chat ever. I don't know if we'll have on next week yet, but I will have somebody on. There are two people that either it'll be another South American artist or it'll be a letterer. So it's probably going to be the letterer because apparently the South American artist doesn't check his messages. But I have a few potential guests lined up. So thank you all once again, and I'll see y'all next Wednesday.
Bye,
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for hanging out.
Bye. Mwah.